Foul on the carry. Penalty marker in the backfield. Dawson Gillespie on the stop. Holding against Summit call.
Well, welcome in, everybody. Sorry about the delay to tonight's broadcast. Much like, I guess, the football season for Roseburg and for Summit, we've gotten out to a bit of a delayed start here tonight. And we are just into the first quarter here. As Summit will have the football, we are tied 7-7 in this matchup.
Carmichael's pass complete to number 7, Ryan Powell.
And a pass out of the flats to Ryan Powell is going to take Summit out to the 27-yard line. Welcome you back in here. It's 7-7. We are going to try and catch up here. I've been trying to do all sorts of different things. It's Joey Kieran, Josh Nelson joining you here tonight. I apologize, everybody, for the delay, but we are going to try and catch up and get you all squared away. 6:43 to go in the first quarter of this matchup between Summit and Roseburg. Season opener handoff, Powell running right side for the Summit in white, Roseburg in black. It was third down and about 2 from the 27. And Powell will get it out to the 29-yard line. That looks about good for the first down. And they will measure on the run by Powell. Powell with catches and runs so far. I think they're going to call that a first down. And that will move the change. So welcome in, everybody, here on a Saturday evening from Cottage Grove High School. Nothing the way we planned, and we will continue to fill you in as we make our way through this here and try and play catch-up ourselves. 6:28 to go in the first quarter. It's 7-7. Summit with the ball on the offensive side for the first time tonight after scoring on a takeaway. A fumble, scoop, and score on a misplayed snap by Roseburg got Summit their first points. They've got the ball, and weaving through traffic is Ryan Powell into the secondary, spun around, still on his feet, finally pushed out of bounds here on the near sideline. He'll take it out to the Summit 45-yard line. That will move the chains on a carry of 16 for Ryan Powell. Well, I welcome in my partner in crime here, Josh Nelson, joining me here. He's going to be trying to get the video stream graphics and everything up and running for you here, but I think we're going good. The sun was barreling in on us. Computers were not liking it, and boy, oh boy, were we battling against technology here before we got things started. But, Josh, we're underway, and the high school football season is upon us.
Yes, it is, and I'm excited to be here. I cannot wait to see how this game turns out.
Well, we're at Cottage Grove High School. They made the late change because the air quality not good enough in Roseburg. 6:20 to go first quarter. A pass out in the backfield, and it is off the fingertips. And they're going to say it was a backwards pass. It bounced up into the hands of the receiver. And that looked like a forward pass, but coming to catch that football out of the backfield, that was Sam Stevens there for Summit, and we're going to wait and see if they let this play stand.
And right now, that's what the referees are talking about right now, whether or not it was a forward pass, and they're saying, no, it's not. It was an incomplete pass.
So that'll be an incompletion. First of the night for junior quarterback Hogan Carmichael. Let's try and quickly run through some starting names for you here. Hogan Carmichael, the junior quarterback out there. Ryan Powell has been starting at running back, although was spelled that time by Stevens. Up along the front line, Hank Brundage, Spencer Elliott, Carter Nelson, Jack McLeod, and Henry Hagan. And the wide receiver targets to start the game were Joe Schutz, Tig Brown, Ethan Carlson, and tight end Charlie Crowell. They'll set up on the line with the tight end, 3 targets, 2 to the right, 1 to the left, looking to pass. Carmichael goes right side on the out route, caught, tackle made in the secondary by Carson Dunn, but they'll move the chains on a pass out to the far side to the 40-yard line in Roseburg's territory. And on the catch was Tig Brown, and he'll move the chains. That'll be a 15-yard pickup through the air for Carmichael.
And what was good there, though, is Dunn was able to stop him right away. No yards after the catch. He did not gain an extra yard there.
Up to the line goes Carmichael. The Summit Storm tied with Roseburg 7-7, a defensive touchdown. 5:45 to go first quarter. Hands it off, running right side, and stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a pickup of 1 on the carry. It's Stevens again out of the backfield for the Storm. It'll be a pickup down to the 39-yard line, Roseburg's half of the field. A 1-yard carry there to make it second down. Under center is Carmichael with 1 back deep behind him. A target to either side, tied into the left side of the formation for the Storm. Ball on the right hash mark at the Roseburg 39. Dropping back deep, drop for Carmichael, eluding some pressure. Throws it to the sideline, in and out of the hands. Intended receiver on that far side. I believe they're going to Lucas Steffen on that far side. And it was off the fingertips for him there. Sun starting to set here in Cottage Grove, and it was a warm one here in the booth. The sun just comes right at us here. And that was definitely playing some ill effects with our equipment. Glad that things have started to settle in for us here. Again, now 3rd down and 9. Carmichael looking to pass, looking left side, pressure, got him in the backfield. He drops him. The ball came out at the end. No. They're going to say that he was stopped with his forward momentum back at the Roseburg 47-yard line is going to be where they'll spot it. The play continued back into Summit territory, and the ball popped out late, but Roseburg's defense, led by Tiger Black up on the front, get the sack, and they'll force a 4th down, and probably the punt unit coming back out.
And it was really good by Tiger Black. He just came storming right through there on a bull rush and was able to get to the quarterback. He took him down himself.
So the punt unit will come out. Soren McKee, he is an all-timer for Summit. He'll get a nice high punt. Waving for the fair catch is done, and he'll do so at about the 9-yard line. And so Roseburg's defense will hold as they force the punt by Summit, and the offense, which marched down the field last time, a little bit of help from a couple of penalties. The offense will come back out for Roseburg with 4:13 to go here in the first quarter. They'll start out with the ball at their own 9-yard line. Again, thank you, everybody, for sticking with us through our technical difficulties there. We are streaming tonight at 541radio.com and on our YouTube channel, 1490 The Score. As the Oregon State Beavers get the airwaves here tonight, we'll check in on their game. Roseburg will come out. Their starters were Colton Marsters, Caden Eckel in the backfield. Marsters, the quarterback, Eckel, the running back. Wide receiver targets, Hayden Horton, Logan Kloffenstein, Dominic Tatone, and Landon Duper. Tatone with a rushing touchdown tonight. They go with the trap. It's Eckel weaving his way through traffic, and the sophomore gets himself out to the 20-yard line, a pickup of 11 on the run for Caden Eckel, and he'll pick up 11, goes to 28 yards on the evening so far. The rest of your starting lineup up along that front line: Hayden Snyder, Kyler Mills, Silas Kincaid, Daniel Thomas, and Tiger Black. Roseburg returning about 8 starters on both sides of the ball. They wear the black uniform tonight. Handoff on the end around for Kloffenstein. He lays down one defender, takes on another, keeps his feet churning out to the 29-yard line. And it is a pickup of 9 on first down for Kloffenstein to make it 2nd and short.
And so far in this game, Roseburg's offense has done a great job at getting together and getting drives going. They're picking up at least 5 yards almost every other play.
A touchdown run for Dominic Tatone on the last drive for Roseburg's offense. They face 2nd and a yard or 2. They'll put him actually just shy of that 29, so it'll be 2nd and 2. Running left side, picking up the first down. Eckel, the sophomore, has been very impressive, and he will pick up the first down. Eckel goes left side, moves the chains. It's out to the 36.
And then let's just catch everybody up with how this game has gone so far. The only score by Summit was actually a defensive score. It was a bobbled snap there. They ran it in for a touchdown.
With 3:17 to go here in the first quarter. Trapped in the backfield. Defense gets in on Colton Marsters. And coming up to make the play, they'll drop him back to the 31-yard line. And up that is Chip Allers, the junior, one of the best athletes in years at Summit, according to head coach Corbin Hyatt. He's currently being recruited by teams like UCLA and Cal, and he gets a big sack here to make it 2nd and long for Roseburg, back from their own 31-yard line.
And it was a snap like that earlier that actually caused the turnover. It's like the defender actually came through and actually snapped it out of the air on that high snap there. So Roseburg has to watch doing that tonight.
2nd down, and they've got about 16 to go, looking to set up the screen through the middle. Klopfenstein has it, gets free. He's out across the 40. Set up nicely and executed by Marsters. And Klopfenstein will get it out to the 43-yard line, and that is a pickup of 12.
And that makes it a lot more manageable right now. That's 3rd and 4 yards to go or so like that. So that makes it a lot more manageable on this 3rd down.
It is an 11-yard or 12-yard pickup. Makes it 3rd down. About 4 yards to go. 2:03 and counting in the first quarter. 7-7 ball game. Looking to pass out in the flats, a little high, met immediately, and nowhere to go for the running back, Caden Eckel. They'll give him his forward progress at the line of scrimmage. So a completion on the pass, but no gain on the play. And it'll go to 4th down for Roseburg in their own territory, and the offense will stall out.
And Joe Schutz for Summit did a great job there at sniffing out that play. He was right there, was able to get the tackle with no yards right after that catch.
So we welcome everybody in. Thank you so much for being patient with our technical difficulties. First quarter action, 7-7 ball game. And Roseburg sends the punt unit out. Rolling to his right, it is an all-conference punter. Doran Gillespie gets a nice roll. That ball, tough play going down to get it. Got his head pushed back as the defender running into him. For Roseburg on coverage, Jackson Bartlett got down the field and going down low to get that football. The return man, I believe, was Teague Brown. And, boy, that was an interesting-looking play and not necessarily a comfortable one.
No, it was Dominic Tatone that came in to make that tackle there. He didn't know if the guy's knee was on the ground or not, so he came in and he hit him, but he just hit him with his forearms, not with his helmet. He did a great job not leading with his head on that play. Summit
will start with the ball at their own 23-yard line after the punt. Carmichael behind center. Quick pass out to the far side, complete. Trying to get to the line of scrimmage around the defender, but taken out of bounds just past the line of scrimmage. Ethan Carlson on the reception.
And that was a great job by the Roseburg defenders to get to that ball, swarm to that ball. There was at least 3 of the secondary guys for the Roseburg defense that were able to kind of bottle him up and get him out of bounds.
About a 3-yard pickup there for Carlson to make it 2nd down and 7 here. 1 minute and counting. The clock stopped with the ball out of bounds. 7-7 ball game here in the first quarter. We'll take a 60-second break here at the end of this first quarter. The 2nd down snap, delayed handoff, running left side, stumbling through, but getting out to the 30-yard line, picking up about 4 on the carry. Ryan Powell will make the carry out to the 30-yard line. Pickup of 4, and it'll be 3rd down and short for the Storm. 28 yards on the ground so far for Summit. Third down play from the right hash mark under center is Carmichael. Roseburg with their 3 linebackers. They will come up to play the run, and it's Tiger Black in the backfield again. The junior defensive lineman, he was an all-conference selection a year ago, first-teamer. He will trap that in the backfield, and Powell is cut down for the loss back to the 26, a loss of 4.
Tiger Black is just an animal out there. He's coming right through that offensive line, bull rushing that offensive line, and he's just manhandling the guy in front of him.
That is going to do it for the first quarter. It's 7-7 at the end of 1. Tie ball game, a defensive score for Summit, and a long touchdown drive for Roseburg. Back after a 60-second break on 541radio.com. Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device or through stream.
It'll be fourth down as we start the second quarter. Carson Dunn back deep. Getting a punt from Storm McKee.
Starting the second quarter, the punt unit out for Summit as they will punt it away from their own 26-yard line. Dunn back to return it. He starts out at his own 29, got to about the 30 before he is upended and forced backwards. So not much of a return, but Roseburg will get the ball. It'll be their fourth possession of the first half, and it's a 7-7 ball game.
And right now, I think the keys to these games are that Roseburg's got to make sure they limit their turnovers, make sure they play disciplined out there, don't get as many penalties as we're normally used to seeing them get, and then they've got to play fast. Keep that ball moving. They've done a great job the first couple of drives. They just end up stalling because of a turnover or something like that. So just keep that ball moving. I think Roseburg is physically able to outplay Summit tonight.
Our officials tonight from the Douglas County Officials Association, our referee Bob Moffitt, our umpire Jason McGuire, Jess King is the linesman, your line judge Neil Stearns, back judge Travis Hall, and your commissioner for the Douglas County Officials, Roy Palmer. Roseburg's offense back out on the field, led by Colton Marsters. He'll look to the sideline, then check the wristband. He's got Caden Eckel to his left. In shotgun, he looked like he was going to move the right, goes back to the left. 3 targets to the right side of the field. Tatone, Kloffenstein, and Horton out there. They'll run it with Eckel up the middle. They start at the 35, get out to about the 37, 38. They'll put him at the 37.
And tonight, right now, Roseburg's running that spread offense that we've seen over the last several years. They've got 4 receivers out there and 1 running back. They're trying to make sure that the defense cannot stack that box on them so that they get a little bit more options when it comes to running a play.
Pass to the near side. They go quick out into the screen for Landon Duper, who's had a big night tonight. And he had the blockers in front of him, weaves his way out towards midfield. He comes up just shy at the Roseburg 49-yard line. It's a pickup of 12 through the air. And Colton Marsters, I may have missed one maybe, but I have him down as a perfect 6 for 6 on the game, 73 yards. And that 12-yard pickup for Landon Duper puts him at 62 on the night.
And I remember watching Duper when he was only a sophomore out there. He was quick then. He's a lot bigger now. It's pretty nice to see how physical he is.
Fake the handoff. Marsters going down the sideline to Duper. He's open, but he can't quite get to the football. Needed to come back to the middle of the field just a half step to get to that ball, or thrown just a slight more towards the sideline, and that's 6 right there for the Roseburg Indians.
And he slowed up just a step there. Instead of slowing up, if he would have kept running the same speed, I think that ball would have been pretty close to being right in his hands.
So back to midfield for second down and 10. Roseburg trying to go deep. Landon Duper, a second-team All-League selection as a wide receiver last year, had 11 catches, 155 yards, and a TD on a season that Roseburg didn't have a lot of offensive touchdowns. High snap, scrambling, trying to make something out of nothing, and hanging on to the ball at the very end. Colton Marsters gets across the 50, inside the 45. He'll go to the 44-yard line, and it'll set up a nice scramble there to set up third and manageable.
And that's not the first rushing play that Marsters actually kept the ball and kept rushing. He's actually had one that was like 15 yards earlier. It was pretty impressive to watch him be able to use his feet to try to pick up a first down.
He's got 30 yards total. You're thinking of that 19-yard run he had earlier in the game. Sets up third down in about 3 for Roseburg from the left hash mark. Marsters, hard count. Trying to get him to jump, and they will not. Timeout called by Roseburg. Let's go ahead and burn a 30-second timeout ourselves, and we will come back. We are trying to get our feet underneath us here as we scramble to get this one underway. Second quarter, 10:07 to go. Tied game 7-7 between Roseburg and Summit in the season opener on 541radio.com.
Get ready to satisfy your dessert cravings with Mountain Mike's new mini churros. These delicious bite-sized churros are the perfect dessert to pair with your favorite Mountain Mike's pizza, made with only the freshest and finest ingredients, dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese, and toppings to the edge. For limited time only, get 16 mini churros for the whole family for only $4.99. Don't wait. Order yours today for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery.
Back here, big third down coming up for Roseburg in the second quarter. Joey Keyran and Josh Nelson here with you, helping out with us here tonight. Brenton Cranford running the video production for us here this evening. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in and joining us on 541radio.com as we make our way into this high school football season. Third down here for Roseburg from the left hash mark. They've got about 3 yards to go. Got to get to the 41 on Summit's half of the field. In the shotgun is Marsters, 2 backs with him. He'll fake the handoff, looking to pass. Has some time, now scrambles out. Pump fake to Klopfenstein. Going to try and pick it up himself. And Marsters will. Took a big hit. Might have lost the football, but it goes out of bounds on the far side. No, he kept on to it. I was looking at Logan Klopfenstein, but it was Marsters that went sailing out of bounds after picking up the first down. His run takes it down inside the 40 to the 37.
It was a really impressive run, and there was just nothing open on that play, so he figured he tried to do it with his legs. He was able to do that. That was an impressive run.
We are on the video only tonight, mainly because of so many changes, but also on the air is Oregon State football. 3 minutes to go in that one. Oregon State trailing Purdue 23-21 in that big season opener for the Beavers. That game right now on 1490 AM and 92.3 FM. Here at our game from Cottage Grove High School, we had to make the change because of the air quality in Roseburg. It's first down and 10. Set up the bubble screen again in the middle to Tone. Slips through 2 defenders. Blocked nicely. That's close to first down yardage as he takes it inside the 30. They'll put it at the 28. I think he'll be 1 yard shy of the first down.
And right there, if you're a coach for Summit, you're telling them, do not, once that offensive line stops and does not grab a hold of you, you need to stop and figure out if there's a screen. Roseburg is executing that screen perfectly right now.
9 yard pickup on first down, 2nd and 1. In motion to Tone, handed off Eckel. Stop, goes back to the left. What a juke! And he fooled the the linebacker there. He was going right, put the brakes on, and then was back to the left quickly. Picks up the first down as he'll move it down to about the 22-yard line.
And right now, Roseburg is just physically outplaying that defensive line. They are being able to get a push on that defensive line and not allow them to get back there and get some pressure and to try to stop that kind of run by Roseburg.
Looks like Purdue has scored again in that game against the Beavers. It's 30-21 there, just to let you know. Roseburg going with a pistol formation with Marsters in shotgun, and a timeout taken by Summit out there on the field. Well, we'll keep it right here for the time being as we will try to take a deep breath. When I get a late start, I always get just scrambling and forget all the things that I want to talk about in a game usually. Hey, we want to say thank you to our sponsors that help make putting high school sports on the radio possible. Big thanks to our pregame show sponsor, that's Roseburg Disposal. You can let them make the run of the dump for you. Call Roseburg Disposal, 673-7122. Our pregame show, you can take that to the dump today. It did not go well with all of our technical difficulties. I also want to say thank you to Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County, and DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. 9:06 to go before the end of the first half here. And Josh, so far you mentioned that Roseburg's looking pretty good, and I've liked the offensive flow. Last year we saw only one offensive touchdown prior to a 42-0 win against Springfield in the final game of the season. And Roseburg tonight coming out looking a lot sharper than they did through much of last year. It'll be first down and 10. They are at the 23-yard line, Summit half of the field. Handoff, Klopfenstein tries to get around the edge. He is met by the linebacker. Jack Clemens comes in to make the stop. It'll be a short gain on first down for Roseburg, down to the 21.
And right there, that was one of the few times that we've seen that the Roseburg blockers did not necessarily get their blocks and hold their blocks very well. You did pick up a yard or two, but they came off their blocks really quickly.
Marsters in shotgun again with Eckel to his right. Nice snap, rolls out to his right, has some blocking, goes the intermediate route. It is caught. That should be for a first down. It is Klopfenstein on the catch again to move the chains. Roseburg into the red zone, and they may have first and goal.
Down around the 10-yard line.
It looks like I think they'll spot that at the 10, Josh.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to spot it right there on the 10-yard line, first and 10. Roseburg, so it's going to be fun to see if they can get another offensive touchdown here.
They dropped the sticks. It was a pickup of 11, 93 yards through the air for Marsters tonight. Game between Roseburg and Summit on 541radio.com.
Get ready to satisfy your dessert cravings with Mountain Mike's new mini churros. These delicious bite-sized churros are the perfect dessert to pair with your favorite Mountain Mike's pizza, made with only the freshest and finest ingredients, dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese, and toppings to the edge. For limited time only, get 16 mini churros for the whole family for only $4.99. Don't wait. Order yours today for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery.
Do turn off one. Back here at Cottage Grove High School, it is a 14-7 lead. Roseburg in front of Summit after a 10-yard touchdown run by the sophomore Caden Eckel. Roseburg will kick it away as the lights are on. Kicking it away for Roseburg. It's going to be Jackson Bartlett. Bartlett, the right-footed kicker, raises the arm, ready to kick it away from the 40. And he will do a short kick to the no-man land out at the 30, taken there, running out of bounds. That'll be Grant Smith on the return, and it'll be a decent field position to start for Summit here in the second quarter. 8:42 to play. They will get the ball out at their own 34-yard line.
And right now it's going to be fun to watch because Roseburg's defense has not given up an offensive touchdown yet in this ball game. We've got 8:42 left in the second quarter. So let's see if Roseburg's defense can stay strong all night long. It's going to be interesting to see if their conditioning has come into play. It's a little bit warmer tonight than we would normally see on a football night. It's already, I think, 79 is what it says right now outside.
So it'll be first down and 10 from their own 34-yard line. Summit dropping back. Carmichael looking to go deep. One-on-one coverage. Eli Jacobs gets his hand up there to knock that one away.
That was great coverage by Jacobs to be able to turn around, find the ball, get his hand up in the air, and not pass interfere the defense. I mean, normally with the Roseburg football team, we're going to see a pass interference call on that kind of play, but he did a great job at not doing that.
So it'll be second down and 10. Carmichael was targeting Joe Schutz with that play. And it just did not connect. Second down, rolling out to his right. Penalty flags are out in the backfield. Carmichael directing traffic, tucks it in. He'll run out of bounds at the 36.
And that's going to be on Summit. That's a hold on the offensive line. There was at least two holds that I saw in that offensive line against Roseburg defenders. And Roseburg is being very, very physical up front. That's what we'd really like to see. We have not seen that kind of Roseburg defensive line in a long time.
So Roseburg will get the benefit of the flag, it appears here. Do call holding against Summit. So that's going to be counted off, it looks like, from the 24-yard line. Or thereabouts, they'll put it back at the 15, the tip of the ball touching the 15-yard line. A number of penalties so far tonight for Summit in this one. So they started at their own 34. They're back to their own 15.
And overall, so far, Roseburg has played very disciplined on the offensive and defensive side of the balls. It doesn't seem like this is the first game of the season for Roseburg, as like you normally have that first game jitters. It doesn't seem like that's what's going on with Roseburg right now.
Well, they had to wait about an extra, they had to wait a full extra 24 hours to get this one in. We're scheduled to play Friday night at 7 and now playing Saturday night, started at 7 o'clock, and a penalty flag out. Delay a game against Summit, going to back them up.
Delay a game.
So back-to-back penalties.
And those are the first game jitters you're talking about. Summit's the one performing those. Roseburg's not. The one, I don't know how many penalties Roseburg's had at the moment, but the one penalty was actually on the coaches and not even on the players.
Back them up to the 11-yard line now.
So Roseburg will now have Summit all the way back to their own 5-yard line, leading 14-7 here with 8:25 to play. They'll run it up the middle outside the 10-yard line. Powell on the carry. So takes it from the 10, and they'll put him out to the 20 as he continued to just keep the feet running.
That was a wide open, big old gap by the Roseburg defensive line there. It just all opened up, and the running back just cut through and just said the red seeds parted, and that's where he started running through.
It'll be third down. They got a long way to go. Got to get out to the 44-yard line. Going to go deep over the middle of the field, and a penalty flag out. Didn't need it, but got an arm on the receiver downfield. And that's going to be called against Roseburg.
And it wasn't just an arm across him. He actually grabbed him and turned him around in stride. That is a clear and obvious pass interference call there.
So that will be a benefit there to Summit.
That's interference called against Roseburg.
I think every referee threw a flag on that play.
Move the ball up to the 35-yard line.
So the penalty goes from the 20. And they're going to put it all the way out to the 35 on the pass interference.
It'll be third down and about 9.
Not an automatic first down. So it's third down and a long 9 to go here. Looking to pass, Carmichael going right side, has a man open, that ball tipped up, picked off. Roseburg returns it to the 5. Jacobs takes it inside the 20, It's number 5, Eli Jacobs on the tip drill, picks it off and takes it into the red zone.
And that was a really good play by the Roseburg defender to be able to watch that ball, get it tipped, and then be able to grab it. Coming off, it was just tipped off of the Summit receiver's hands. He was able to then pick it up and grab it. Very good eye-hand coordination there for the Roseburg defender.
So that'll put Roseburg with 7:34 to go with the ball at the 19-yard line in Summit territory. Their first takeaway of the season. Marsters will hand it off to Tone, eluding one defender, trying to stretch it all the way to the sideline. He'll dip his shoulder, goes around the edge, and, from being chased the entire time, he stretched it all the way to the sideline, used his speed, and was able to pick up a few yards.
And that's the same sort of type of play that you would see, like, say, the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill run a lot. You'll see him come running across that backside as a receiver and then try to pick up the yards. He did pick up 3 yards, but he had to run a long ways for those 3 yards.
So it's a second down and 7 now for the Indians in black. Handed off a step, now going straight up field. I've really liked what I've seen out of Caden Eckel as a penalty flag will come out. Eckel has looked real good with his vision and being able to see the holes and cutting on a dime.
Yeah, he's cutting on a dime. He is planting his foot in the sod and making that cut. There is a penalty flag here. The referee did throw it. It was holding on the offensive line for Roseburg.
So that'll back him up from around the line of scrimmage. The penalty. Second here in the second quarter for Roseburg puts him back at the 26. So a lot of positive momentum going, but a 10-yard penalty backs them up to their Summit 26-yard line. 7:23 to go, first half. It is a 14-7 lead. Roseburg in front. Roseburg last year went 1-4 on the season. Summit was 3-3 in that truncated spring season just 5 months ago. Gillespie in the game offensively, in motion, pressure coming. They'll dump it out to Gillespie on the far side. He buries himself. Ball came out at the very end of the play, it looked like. And Roseburg will keep a hold on it. It'll be third down for Roseburg. They get the ball back to the 24-yard line.
And right there, the offensive line just gave up that side, allowed that defensive end to come through, and that's probably a design play on Roseburg's side to let that defensive end come through since you're running the opposite direction.
6:42 to go here in the first half. Ball on the right hash mark, third down and about 15 to play. Rolling to his left, squaring up. Marsters looking downfield. He's going to take off running. Gets to the near sideline down to about the 15, and it could put Roseburg in field goal territory.
And at this point, I'm not sure if Roseburg, if this is 4-down territory or not. I did not get a watch to see whether or not you kicked the ball, but it kind of looks like Roseburg's going to stay out there. No, they are going to kick the ball. Here comes
Jacobs to try and kick it. They took the ball down to the 16-yard line on the run by Marsters, which was an 8-yard pickup for the quarterback on the scramble. And it'll set up for a 33-yard attempt here from the ball spotted at the 23. Right-footed kicker, Jacobs, and whistles will blow the play dead before the kick. Roseburg trying to add to a 7-point lead with 6:30 to go here in the first half. Let's take a 30-second break, and we'll come back as Roseburg leading Summit in the season opener with a pending 33-yard field goal attempt coming up on 541radio.com. As we welcome you back here in the second quarter from Cottage Grove High School, Roseburg and Summit squaring off. They changed their mind on the field goal attempt. They'll bring the offense back out. It is fourth down, and they've got to go about long 6 yards here. Marsters in shotgun with Eckel to his right. He'll roll to his right. Pressure coming, goes towards the end zone. It is caught around the 5, and that's a first down, a fourth down conversion for Colton Marsters, connecting with Logan Klopfenstein.
And that was really good play to call in right there, because right there they were bringing a zero blitz. They were playing man-to-man coverage on the receivers, and then they brought the house. Everybody else was coming in on the blitz there. Very good decision. Very good at finding the open receiver and getting the ball to him.
11-yard pickup, and it's first and goal. Fumble on the snap. Marsters trying to run away from pressure, will not escape. He gets taken back to the 13. Coming in to make the stop. That is Carter Nelson on the play.
And so far, if I had to really point out a weakness, it would be the center to quarterback exchange tonight. We've seen a high snap, which caused a fumble, which Summit recovered for a touchdown. And then a couple high snaps, and they're in lower snaps. They need to be more consistent from the center to the quarterback.
Loss of 8 on the play. It'll be second down and goal from the 14. Marsters in shotgun with Eckel to his right. You've got Klopfenstein in the slot to the right side with Horton spread out wide to the right side. They move a man in motion, and penalty flags come out. It's going to be a delay of game, it looks like, on Roseburg.
And these penalties right here, delayed game penalty, is just not paying attention to the back judge. So the back judge will always put his hand up and let you know how long you have to snap that ball. You've got to get that ball snapped because these are drive killers.
Tonight's game brought to you by Mahalo Heating and Air Conditioning. Get 0% financing for 72 months on approved credit now in Mahalo Heating and Air. In motion was done. Go on the slant route to Duper. They get it back inside the 15, down to about the 12-yard line. The pass play will make it 3rd down and goal.
And I like how Marsters is throwing that ball right on the break. Duper made that break, and that ball was already coming to him. He knew where he was throwing that ball and had a lot of confidence in where he was placing that ball.
11-yard catch. Down to the 12. 3rd down and goal for Roseburg. Marsters, pressure coming. It's picked up by Eckel. Now, though, out of the pocket, looking to run. Marsters knocked out of bounds right around the 15. He's going to lose yardage. Back to the 15-yard line. Loses 3 on that one. And it'll be another 4th down. This time 4th down and goal for Roseburg.
And the problem with being in there 4th and goal this close to the goal line, you run out of room, and so it takes a lot longer for plays to develop. And the play developed, but then the defense was able to cover it up very quickly.
They'll go for it. 4th down and goal. Timeout called. And it is a timeout by Summit, as Roseburg has to find the end zone on 4th down here. We'll see if they stick with it down on the field. We'll take some time here to let you know today's game and streaming of Roseburg High Sports is presented by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. Also by Flyaway Travel. You can contact their travel experts for your travel plans, now located at 1445 West Harvard Avenue, or give them a call at 672-5701. And don't forget about Roseburg Honda. You can buy a car, and they know that it can be a hassle sometimes, but at Roseburg Honda, it's different. Customer satisfaction is their highest priority. Visit Roseburg Honda, where they treat you like family because they are family.
And both crowds actually traveled pretty good. For a last change of minute game plan or whatever, Roseburg traveled really well. The grandstands here are pretty filled up, and then across the way you got the visiting Summit fans, and they actually traveled fairly well too.
So now the decision here, do they continue to look to go for it on 4th down and goal? Roseburg leads 14-7 with 4:43 to go in this second quarter. The offense is on the field. Duper to the left side, trips to the right with Dunn, Klopfenstein, and Horton. Eckel to the right of Marsters. Low snap, fakes the handoff, rolling to his right, some pressure. Now trying to escape. A penalty flag is out, and Marsters, he got away from the tackler, but was on the sideline, had no room to roam. A second penalty flag came out where Marsters ran out of bounds.
Yeah, I think it might be it's a hold on the first penalty flag on the offense, I believe, and then the second one might be a late hit out of bounds because there was a little bit of initial shove on the last bit. So this could be offsetting penalties here. Replay 4th down.
Our white hat will come and give us the call. Holding against Roseburg. We expected that one. Face mask against Summit. They will negate, and we will do it again. The fans here in front of us calling for the field goal unit to come out. The offense is remaining on the field. In the pistol, no, now offset to his right. Marsters in shotgun with Eckel there. Trips again to the right side. The lone man on the left side is Horton. Looking to pass, rolling to his right. Marsters goes towards the far side. No flag out as he had the defender in his back all over him. Incomplete, intended for Klopfenstein. And it's a turnover on downs for Roseburg.
And that was a good no call, I think. He got there right as the ball got there, and they were both kind of hand-fighting each other. So I think that was a good play there by the defender for Summit, and a good no flag by the referees.
So the ball will be at the Summit 15 as they take over after the turnover on downs by Roseburg. Hogan Carmichael, the quarterback. An interception on the last drive, picked off by Roseburg. They couldn't capitalize with points, though. in the white jerseys. Summit looking to win their first game in the 5th season under head coach Corbin Hyatt. He's 11-21 in his 4 years previous. Last year going 3-3. Roseburg with their 4-man front will set up. Run goes right side, hit at the line of scrimmage. Then Dawson Gillespie, comes up and helps finish off the ball carrier.
The defensive lineman that actually came through actually stood him up and slowed him down long enough for Gillespie to come through there and actually finish up with that tackle. It was a really good job. Even though the defensive lineman did not get the tackle, he was able to kind of do his job, fill that gap for somebody else to come in and make that tackle.
Pickup of 2 on first down, 2nd and 8, and Ryan Powell on the carry, the senior, returning starter for this Summit Storm team. He was the offensive MVP for this team last year during that spring season. He'll set up as a deep man in the backfield, gets the handoff, and he gets hit in the backfield. Again, Roseburg's front line getting in there. One of the first guys up, Silas Kincaid, helping to bring down Ryan Powell, and he gets taken down for a loss. It'll be 3rd down and long.
It is remarkable. Yeah, like I said, I wasn't here last year for the shortened season. This is the first year back, but in 2 years, watching the physicalness of this Roseburg defensive line compared to even 2 years ago, it's a huge improvement right now.
3rd down and 11 with 3:07 and counting to go in the first half. Carmichael under center turns and looks back behind him to the deep man back there. It's Chip Allers in the backfield. Going to throw out into the flats. Caught close to the first down marker, but I think short. And it's going to be 4th down and short, deep in their own territory here for Summit. That ball caught by Joe Schutz on the completion from Carmichael.
And it looks like Summit's going to send out their punting unit right here, which is probably a pretty decent call considering how well Roseburg is swarming to the ball and how hard it is for Summit to pick up any yards at this point.
So they get it out to the 24. It was a pickup of 10 through the air, but they will send out. Oh, bad snap goes by, and Soren McKee, he will just kick it out of the back of the end zone, and then a late penalty flag.
Penalty flag is for an illegal kick of the ball.
Okay, that'll be.
So it'll be a safety out of the end zone, I believe.
I think the safety at least should stand, even if it was a personal foul after they kind of hit Soren McKee as he was trying to kick that ball out of bounds. But, I mean, if he picks up that ball, he's a live ball carrier. You got to try and hit him. Didn't think it was any egregious contact there.
No, and both officials that actually threw the flag are both talking about it. Because there's 2 flags down. There could be 2 different penalties at this point in time.
So it went out of the back of the end zone on the kick by Soren McKee, who is one of the top kickers in the country, according to, I guess, some kicking rankings out there.
Yeah, illegal kicking.
Safety. Roseburg. That is the call. Roseburg, a safety. And they will take a 16-7 lead here with 2:09 to go in the first half.
And the best part of a safety is once you get the safety, you get the 2 points, but also for Roseburg, you get the ball back. So they've got to kick the ball off to you. So now you have to get to play your 2-minute drill. Really, if you're Roseburg going into halftime, it's great to have the score the way it is now, but it would be nice to see you drive down the field and possibly get another score.
So it'll be a free kick deep in their own territory.
It'll be a free kick now for Summit. Roseburg will get the ball. Soren McKee.
So it'll be Soren McKee. Again, he is a top kicker. He's a 4.5-star punter and a 5-star kicker, rated #1 in Oregon. He did hit a 50-yard field goal last year. Pretty impressive.
5-star kicker?
Apparently.
I didn't know kickers could get to 5 stars.
He will kick it off. It's set up on the tee. They have it back at the 20-yard line after the safety. The kick away from the right footer. He gets a boot into it. That one hangs up there a long ways. Down to the 21-yard line for Duper. Going to the right side. Gets some blocks. Goes around the right side. Out beyond the 40. And Roseburg will get great field position with 2:01 to go here in this first half.
You know, it's really fun to actually watch some of the guys. You're watching Duper run the ball, and I'm kind of watching a couple of these other guys making plays. And Carson Dunn, number 3 for Roseburg, is doing a great job out there at blocking. And the guy that he got on was really, really a lot bigger than he is. Carson Dunn is only 5'7", 160 pounds. So this guy looked like he was probably 6'3", and Carson Dunn was all in his face. It was impressive blocking by Carson Dunn on that return.
So Roseburg will set up with the ball at their own 41-yard line, leading 16-7 against Summit with 2:01 to play in the first half. Marsters hands it off. It's Dunn. Tucks it in into his left arm. He tried to find the gap, but shooting in to make the play. That, I believe, was Jack Clemens charging in there to make the stop. Actually, I believe that's number 30, not 36, that came in from the safety position. And that would be Charlie Ozeline coming in to make the stop.
And if you notice right now, Summit's defense is really tired. They've got their hands on their hips. They've been out on this field for most of this ball game so far.
So Duper, 1 yard lost on the carry. They'll give it to Eckel this time. He looks inside, now going to bounce it outside. A couple of penalty flags coming out, but Eckel continues to run. He's into Summit territory, down to the 34 in Summit territory, but I got a feeling this one's coming back by the placement of those flags.
It's got to be like a block in the back. You got one of the Summit players, which is down. He had a hard time getting back up. That one flag out there kind of looks like a bonnet or something. I don't know where that flag came from. It's huge. It takes up, looks like an entire yard. So I'm not sure if that's a spare flag or not, but one of the players for Summit is down. And so I'm thinking it's a clipping or a block in the back that happened against Roseburg. And Roseburg's moving back as if it is on them.
Jack Clemens, the returning starter, second leading tackler on this team last year. He is still on the ground, looking around him. Keeps looking towards the Roseburg huddle. But he gets up and will walk to the sideline under his own power. Still waiting on the call, I believe, on the penalty. It was 2nd and 11. Roseburg huddled back at the flags, which are about 4 yards behind where the line of scrimmage was. It is going to be against Roseburg.
Blindside block.
Personal foul, also against Roseburg.
After the play.
So Roseburg going to get hit twice on this one. That's going to back him up pretty good here.
And those are the penalties that you can't have if you're Roseburg. You've played discipline all the way through. The blindside block there, you got to know when the guy's back is turned towards you, you don't go and hit him. You see the back of his jersey, don't go hit him. You got to play discipline there. And then something after the play caused a personal foul. I'm not sure what that was.
Well, they're still explaining what's happening out there. Unsportsmanlike, not a personal foul.
Which is unsportsmanlike, I believe, is a personal foul against whoever it is. And it was a dead ball at that time, so it came after the play was over with.
So Roseburg, however it's going to work out, Roseburg is backing up on the play after what was a big run by Caden Eckel, the sophomore, 5'7", 150, getting his first chance to start at the varsity level in the backfield, and he's been making the most of it here tonight. Eckel with about 44 yards on the ground has looked real sharp back there for Roseburg. Minute 10 to go here in the first half while we wait for Roseburg to get set, which they're going to go all the way back to the 13-yard line. That is a loss of 27. Roseburg football is sponsored by Tim's Appliance and Mattress at the corner of Lane and South Stevens in Roseburg. 0% financing is always available.
And this is the deepest we've seen Roseburg try to make a drive in their own territory.
So they go all the way back to their own 13. It is 2nd down and a mile. Bobbled snap. Marster's just going to pick it up and try to run. And a penalty flag out on a hold. And Marsters will get out to the 19-yard line, but this one coming back again. Roseburg's offensive line couldn't get out in front of the defender. Got a little grabby there, and that's going to more than likely bring this one back again.
And I don't know if that was on Hayden Snyder or not, but I know he was having some words with the defender right after that play was over with. So that battle between Hayden Snyder and whoever he's lined up against is going to be interesting to watch.
So Summit's actually going to decline the holding penalty because Roseburg is back at third down at the 19. They've got to get it to the 49 for Summit. So they've got to get it 32 yards, third down and 32.
And if you're Roseburg at this point with only 49 seconds left in this drive, you take it really down to the last second before you snap this ball, so you give Summit no time left to get this ball back.
Surprised if Summit doesn't try and call a timeout or anything here to stop the clock. Marshers will snap it, gives it to Eckel, who runs up the middle. He gets to the 20, a pickup of 1, and now Summit will use the timeout and force Roseburg to punt it from their own 20-yard line.
Now that is Summit's last timeout there. So even if they punt it, they get it back. As long as they don't run it back, they probably have about 20 seconds left in the first half here to try to make a drive. So they need at least a good return on this punt.
So it'll be Roseburg football, fourth down and 31 yards from their own 20 after a number of penalties on this drive. 26 seconds to go. This first half action here on The Score, actually on 541radio.com only tonight. Roseburg football will throughout the season, as long as we don't keep getting delayed a day like we were this week. Roseburg football, you can hear it on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM there in Douglas County. And you can also watch online at 541radio.com or subscribe to our YouTube channel to be able to follow Roseburg High Sports throughout the entire school year. Search 1490 The Score on YouTube. Give us a subscribe. Click on the little bell and get notifications when we go live with high school sports. 26 seconds to go. This game brought to you by B&D Meats. Whether it's for one or for many, B&D Meats in Winston has you covered. All right, Dawson Gillespie, all-league punter last year. First-team all-league punter. Averaged 31.7 yards net last year. We've only seen him punt once so far tonight. So we'll see what he can do here. He goes rugby style, gets it away. Line drive kick. And it'll get a great Roseburg roll. They're going to not even touch it and let it keep going and let that clock keep ticking. And there's 13 seconds to go for Summit as they will get the ball at their own 42.
And Heiberger down there, Coach Heiberger, head coach for Roseburg football, is down there yelling at them, do not touch that ball, do not touch that ball. Force the referees to stop the clock. And right there, they just went off, 13 seconds off the clock off that punt.
Yeah. There are 13 left here in this first half. Roseburg got the ball to start the first half, so it'll be Summit football to start the second half. So you got to think they can get a little risky here, knowing that they'll get the ball again here real soon.
And Roseburg set up right now for that. They've got 4 guys extremely deep, at least 20 yards deep.
And they also got a pretty good kicker in Soren McKee, who hit a 50-yarder last year, so they feel confident in him as well. Carmichael sails it too high to his intended receiver. Tyke Brown over his head, couldn't get to it. The incompletion, he had pressure on him and just fluttered one out there into the flats to the right side.
Well, and if you're Summit, you have no timeouts left in this first half. There's 8 seconds left. You've got to catch that ball and get out of bounds. If you don't get out of bounds, you're not going to have time to get your kicker on the field.
8 seconds to go here, and yeah, Roseburg's in a good spot here with the clock would be running anything tackled inbounds unless it's for a first down, but the clock would start once they place it here at Don King Field on the campus of Cottage Grove High School. Twins to the right, one receiver to the far side. Looking to pass, they go on the quick runner down the far side, but not even looking for it. The intended receiver,
Intended for number 30, Charlie Oslin.
that Ozolin, Charlie Ozolin, the intended receiver, he just wasn't even looking for the ball.
No, and he wasn't even out of his break yet. He was coming back. He was trying to make his break when that ball stopped there. He put on his brakes, was trying to come back, and he was nowhere near his break on that. So it's
Hail Mary time?
Yeah.
4 seconds to go.
That's about the only thing you can do because you're not stopping the clock.
Roseburg leads 16-7 here just before halftime. Carmichael under center, dropping back, just goes a quick route, goes to the far sideline, getting out of bounds quick, but it's triple zeros on the board, and that will take us to the halftime break. Teague Brown makes the catch and took that one to the 45-yard line, so he picked up about 46. He picks up 4, and that will finish out the first half of our ball game. Roseburg's leading 16-7 here in the season opener of this 2021-2022 high school season. We'll come back with your halftime show after this 2-minute break. We'll take a look at how the first half played out, and we'll get you ready to go for the second half of tonight's action. It is Roseburg and Summit on a Saturday night from Cottage Grove High School. We're finally here. It's high school football on 541radio.com. Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event, plus you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Get ready to satisfy your dessert cravings with Mountain Mike's new mini churros. These delicious bite-sized churros are the perfect dessert to pair with your favorite Mountain Mike's pizza. Made with only the freshest and finest ingredients. Dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings to the edge. For limited time only, get 16 mini churros for the whole family for only $4.99. Don't wait. Order yours today for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery.
Washington got beat by Montana.
Back here on 541radio.com as we welcome you into our halftime show. Joey Kieran and Josh Nelson here with you. Tonight, the Roseburg Indians leading at halftime 16-7, your final score. Or not final score, 16-7, your score at halftime. As right now, Roseburg with a couple of touchdown runs and a safety and a defensive touchdown for Summit on a bobbled snap taken away, a fumble recovery returned for like 50-plus yards, it looked like. Pretty close to that, at least, for Summit early on. In fact, Roseburg, yeah, they were at Summit's 35. So I think it was about a 60-yard fumble return to start out the game by Summit. They return it with the recovery for Summit. I believe Jack Clemens with that recovery returned it the other direction for the score. It put Summit on top 7-0 early on, but the Roseburg Indians would respond, charge all the way down the field, the 75-yard play drive. And they would score on a 10-yard touchdown run by Dominic Tutone to even it up. That was our score after one in the second quarter. It was a 10-yard touchdown run by Caden Eckel. Got his first touchdown of the season, and that 10-yard run would make it 14-7, Roseburg in front. And they would add a safety on a bad snap on a punt. Went over the head of the punter, Soren McKee. All he could do was kick it out of the back of the end zone, and Roseburg could get another 2 points. 16-7 our score here at halftime. We'll go ahead and take another 2-minute break. We will get all squared away. We'll try and take a look at some numbers for you, and we will continue on with our first half breakdown and get ready for the second half of tonight's game. It's Roseburg football presented by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call them at 541-459-1545. Back on 541radio.com.
Get ready to satisfy your dessert cravings with Mountain Mike's new mini churros. These delicious bite-sized churros are the perfect dessert to pair with your favorite Mountain Mike's pizza, made with only the freshest and finest ingredients, dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese, and toppings to the edge. For limited time only, get 16 mini churros for the whole family for only $4.99. Don't wait. Order yours today for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
As a doctor, I kept myself safe from COVID by following all the proper protocols. Then I visited my family, and we all got COVID. I debated getting the vaccine since I gained the COVID antibodies. I changed my mind because I learned the antibodies may not offer full protection. But getting the vaccine after COVID can help prevent you from getting sick again. It also lowers your risk of getting someone else sick. So whether you've already had COVID or you're still unvaccinated, please get the vaccine.
Back here at halftime. Don't forget to stick around in our postgame show where we will name our Mountain Mike's Pizza Player of the Game. The winner of the Mountain Mike's Pizza Player of the Game will receive a $50 gift certificate to use at Mountain Mike's Pizza. They're off of Harvard by Roseburg High School. Mountain Mike's Pizza, the way it ought to be. Well, Josh, taking a look at some of our first half statistics, could be a little shaky. He was trying to get the technology working while also trying to keep score while we were going there early on, and then I get caught up when guys score touchdowns. I forget to write them down. I think I've corrected it with Caden Eckel, the sophomore, 55 yards with a touchdown tonight on 11 carries so far, so averaging 5.5 yards per carry tonight for Caden Eckel unofficially. Colton Marsters through the air is unofficially 11 for 13 with 117 yards through the air. On the ground, Marsters also 40 yards. Touchdown run for Dominic Titone. He's got 13 yards on the night. Logan Klopfenstein with 9. Through the air, Landon Duper, 73 yards. Logan Klopfenstein with 33, leading the way for Roseburg. On the other side, Hogan Carmichael, the junior quarterback for the Summit Storm. Right now, I've got him down for 44 yards through the air, plus an interception. No touchdown passes for him. 5 for 11 through the air on the first half. On the ground, Ryan Powell with 33 yards on 8 carries. And through the air, 19 yards on 2 catches for Teague Brown. Let's a look at your first half statistics from tonight's ball game. Impressions early on this Roseburg team, Josh?
Roseburg, so far, I've been impressed with how physical they've been, and they played fairly disciplined. They are limiting the flags overall. That last drive kind of has been an exception to the entire night. Their defensive line is physical. I am impressed with how physical they are and how quick they're getting in the backfield there. And then just playing smart football in secondary. I don't think I've seen a Roseburg team play where you got a corner actually turning around looking for the ball and knocking it away without it being a pass interference and not even touching the receiver. So overall, I'm really impressed with this Roseburg team. It is the first game of the season, but normally you expect those first game jitters coming out, like I said earlier, and you're not seeing that with Roseburg right now. It's like they've been playing football for a couple weeks now. And for Summit, it looks like they're kind of shaky. They're coming across. They had a longer way to travel, definitely coming across the mountains, stuff like that. And then they're playing shaky as if it is the first game of the season, and I expect them to get better as the season goes through or even as this game goes through. So right now, Roseburg's up 16-7. Hopefully Roseburg can keep that same intensity they've had during the whole entire first half and play all 4 quarters. I think that's one of the things Roseburg hasn't done before is play all 4 quarters of a football game. They have to play all 4 quarters of this football game to walk away with a win, I believe.
A 1 turnover for both teams so far in the ball game. A fumble by Roseburg returned probably about 60 yards for a score to start out the game for Summit. And Roseburg with an interception. Eli Jacobs getting underneath the tip drill to return it the other direction. Before we take another break here, Josh, we've got a lot of scores yesterday. Since we're playing on a Saturday, we got a ton of high school football scores and some really interesting scores from around the Umpqua Basin and other games of note of future opponents for Roseburg as well as teams from the Southwest Conference. Why don't we run through some high school football scores from last night?
All right, so high school football actually started for the Umpqua Basin on Thursday night. You started off with Monroe against Reedsport. Monroe 26, Reedsport 8. Then you had Mohawk 40, Glendale 32. Those were all non-league games. Also Friday, non-league game. South Umpqua 39, upset Springfield 39-7. That's a 3A going up against a 5A. Then you had Sutherland 46-6 against Phoenix, and Coquille 20 against to Oakland 12 there. And then Yoncalla against North Lake was a forfeit. And then Elkton versus North Douglas. Elkton beats North Douglas 44-31. Today, I don't have any of the scores for the high school games for today so far, except for what's going on with Roseburg ahead of Summit 16-7. And then games of note. It looks like North Medford was supposed to be at Del Norte, California. It got canceled. Mountain View against Century. Mountain View is a team that Roseburg's going to see later on this season. Mountain View won 42-22. Bend against Grants Pass. Bend beats Grants Pass 27-7. Then Sheldon beat Glencoe 36-29. And then McNary upset South Medford 35-13. And then if you want to go into college football, today we watched Oregon beat Fresno State in a sloppy game 31-24. Stanford got rolled by Kansas 24-7. Colorado pretty much walked all over North Colorado 35-7. Utah beat up Weber State 40-17. Arizona State beat up on Southern Utah 41-14. Oregon State, that game just ended just a little while ago. They only lost by 9 points, it looks like. It was a 21-30 ball game. Purdue's the winner there. It's a hard game on the road for Oregon State. And then a big upset right there is Montana beats Washington 13-7.
My phone was absolutely blowing up. All of my friends, we are all University of Oregon grads, and root for the Ducks, who are definitely rivals of the Huskies. And let me just say that it is a happy night for my friends group, too. While the Ducks might have won, they didn't win pretty, but to see your rivals lose, they're all very excited.
Yeah, it was really exciting for me to actually see that. I do not like the Huskies at all or USC, but to see the Huskies lose to Montana, that's impressive. Current games going on in the Pac-12 right now. UCLA is up on LSU 24-20 with 13:46 left in the fourth. Arizona and BYU, they are tied. Their game just kicked off. There's 2 minutes and 3 seconds left in the first quarter. And in the second quarter with 11:02 left, California is beating Nevada 14-0.
Mixed bag of results for the Pac-12 as they try to reestablish their position in the world of college football. And some mixed bags today. Obviously, the Ducks did not look dominant against Fresno State. And Washington, a possible Pac-12 North contender, losing against an FCS team. Not going to be good for the conference. The Beavers unable to go on the road and win in Big Ten territory. Would have been nice to see that. But if UCLA can hang on against LSU, that will at least be something to write home to Mom about.
That'll be huge. If UCLA can beat LSU being the national champions 2 years ago, that would be huge for Chip Kelly, for the UCLA program, and that might turn the South on its head. It's going to be interesting to see how this Pac-12 season turns out, but I'm really excited to see. I mean, it was a really sloppy week overall for the Pac-12. First week, very sloppy, but I'm excited to see what the Pac-12 can do. And it looks like we may have a new front runner for who possibly could be the Pac-12 South champion.
Should be a fun run there, and some great high school football scores there. We are getting ready to go for the second half here, and we'll take a break and get ready to kick it off here in a minute. But looking at some of those scores and looking at how Roseburg has started out this game, don't obviously want to jump too far ahead, but I think that they'll be rather competitive in a lot of games this year, which is exciting to think of for this Roseburg football team. But they got another half to go, 24 minutes still to play as Roseburg leads Summit 16-7. Summit looking to have their say in how this one plays out. They'll get the ball to start. We'll come back after a 60-second break with the start to the second half of tonight's ball game. It's Roseburg and Summit from Cottage Grove High School on 541radio.com.
I'm Amelia Snow. I work in the intensive care unit at Mercy Medical Center in Roseburg. I have seen the terrible damage COVID has done to my patients and their families. Without a vaccine, people of all ages can get very sick, even if they were perfectly healthy before they had COVID. The COVID vaccine is safe and effective and will reduce your risk of getting so sick you wind up at Mercy Medical. Get vaccinated, and I won't have to see you in the ICU.
From Don King Field at Cottage Grove High School, they had to make a lot of alterations to this game. Initially supposed to be a 7 o'clock kick on a Friday night from Roseburg High School, then got moved to a Saturday. They were going to kick off at 6 o'clock at Roseburg High. The air quality still not good enough at Roseburg, so they moved it to Cottage Grove, and we started at 7 o'clock tonight. It was an early start for Summit as they got the early touchdown in a 7-0 lead, but Roseburg has responded with 16 unanswered points. They lead as we get ready to begin the second half. 16-7 your score as we welcome you back to Roseburg High Sports here on 541radio.com, presented by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? Joey Keyran and Josh Nelson here with you in the booth, helping out tonight. Brenton Cranford running the video camera for us here this evening. Josh, as we get ready to kick off the second half, thoughts on how Roseburg can help preserve this victory?
Just continue with the intensity. Continue every play 110%. I know there's no such thing, but continue to play the way you did, and you'll be just fine.
Kicking away, Roseburg will go right to left on your radio dial, although we're not on the radio here tonight. They'll go right to left in the black jerseys and the white tops and the navy blue pants. It is Summit who will be moving left to right. Their school color is supposed to have green in it. I don't see any green out there. It's another short pooch kick to the far side, taken by one of the up men and out of bounds. And it'll go out to about the 35-yard line, and that is where the Summit Storm will have the football as they look to try and get back into this ball game trailing by 12. It'll be Hogan Carmichael, the Summit junior, that will come out to lead him out here. 6'5", 195 pounds. He's a second-year starter. He's got all the physical tools to really excel at the position, but he has struggled to have time to really find open guys here so far tonight. He'll set up in shotgun with a back to his right and one behind him in the pistol. Turn and hand it off, running left side, trapped in the backfield, and Roseburg will get an early stop here. Silas Kincaid in the backfield wrapping up Ryan Powell a yard shy of the line of scrimmage.
And right there kind of looked like the quarterback-center exchange that Roseburg's kind of experienced tonight. It was a high snap, made that play develop a little bit longer than it should have been for Summit, so they were able to get in the backfield and make that stop for Roseburg.
Powell again, the deep back in the pistol with the fullback to the right of Carmichael in shotgun. Looking to pass, gets it out quick. He does find his intended target. Now trying to weave back to the middle of the field and across the 50. The pass goes to Jack Clemens on the catch. He'll move the chains and into Roseburg territory.
Roseburg was playing a little bit of zone, and he just happened to find the receiver that was open there in that soft spot where nobody was quite there. I think that's almost the biggest play by this offense for Summit so far this evening.
It's a 19-yard completion. First catch of the night for Clemens. He is the fullback, sets up to the left of Carmichael this time. Fakes the handoff, looking to pass. They go right back to the same play. Through the hands of Clemens this time. Dawson Gillespie in coverage right there with him, but it would have been a pickup of at least 3 if he had been able to hang on to the ball.
Yeah, and that's kind of been the story tonight for Summit is that the balls have been there and kind of in and out of the hands of the receivers. If it hasn't been overthrown, it's right there. And Summit's had a chance to move the ball down the field, but it can't stick in the receiver's hands very well, and it ends up killing the drive.
Second down and 10 with exactly 11 minutes on the board. 1 minute away here in the third quarter. Roseburg leading, and whistles before the play gets started. The football had moved. So they move it back to the line of scrimmage, which is the Roseburg 47. Ball on the left hash mark. In shotgun, Carmichael with one target either side. Turns and hands it off. Powell will cut back up the middle. Penalty flag out as Powell continues to keep his feet churning. He gets it all the way down to the 35-yard line.
And it's going to be in the area of holding for that penalty flag. It was thrown from the referee from behind, so most likely that's a hold.
It was a 12-yard pickup, but it will be coming back, and they counted off from the spot of the foul, which was on the Summit 49. So they are going to move back into their own territory. Summit has been penalized pretty heavily here tonight. They go back to their own 39.
And about every single time that Summit seems to get some sort of drive going or some sort of momentum going, they have a holding penalty or they have some sort of penalty that drives them back. Last drive, not the drive before last, you saw where they were penalized. It was a huge down in distance. Again, this is a huge down in distance trying to pick up this first down.
Clemens to the right of Carmichael. Powell 2 yards behind him in shotgun. Carmichael with 2 targets to the right side and whistles before the play. And Summit is going to take a timeout before the next snap. It is second down, and they have got to get from their own 39 out to the Roseburg 37. So they got a long way to go on this one. Here with 10:29 to go in the third quarter, Roseburg leading by 9. Tonight's game is brought to you by Dr. Lanson Randall. Open and accepting new patients. Call them at 541-378-6694. I think I said 12 earlier, and I think my brain's a little fried after all the chaos we ensued earlier, getting a late start here tonight. But we appreciate that everybody was able to find us here. You'll be able to tune in for Roseburg football throughout the season right here on 541radio.com and on our 1490 The Score YouTube channel. First time out of the second half for Summit, so they've burned one already. 10:29 to go. They've got second down and long. Quick pass out to the far side. It is caught by Brown. He makes a juke, gets to the 45. Shy of the 50, though. He'll get taken down at about the 47-yard line. He'll stay on Summit's half of the field, and it'll be third down and long still for the Storm.
And that was Hayden Snyder that came up with the tackle from behind, which is pretty impressive for that defensive line to move that far to end up making that tackle. And it's surprising that nobody in that secondary for Roseburg was able to get off a block to come in to make that tackle.
So they have got to get 16 yards here for the first down. Looking to pass. Carmichael steps up in the pocket, eluding the pressure, going to run, but he's got a long way to go, and he will not get there. Taken back on the other side of the 50 by Klopfenstein. Coming to help finish it off with Silas Kincaid. They'll give him forward progress to the Roseburg 48-yard line, but it will not be enough. It'll be fourth down and 11, but they are in Roseburg territory. I think the punt unit coming out.
And just seeing Roseburg swarm to that ball on that defensive side, I mean, it was black hat after black hat just around the ball carrier, within a couple yards of the ball carrier when he was finally stopped.
There's a pickup of 5 on the scramble by Carmichael, but not enough. Fourth down and 11. Soren McKee out to punt. Low snap, but he gets it. Will kick it away. And back that ball, taking a bounce, going to let it roll. And this is going to be a great punt for Summit. Carson Dunn, he was pretty deep, expecting, I think, a bigger punt on that one, and couldn't get up to it in time. And so that ball takes a great roll for Summit, and Roseburg will be trapped deep in their own territory.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if it's the policy of Roseburg or not to just kind of, if that ball lands within the 15-yard line or whatnot, just let it alone and stay away from it. It's kind of the way he kind of acted on that punt there, because it looked like he had enough time to try to run up, grab that ball, and try to advance it just a little bit, but I don't think he would have got very far.
So the punt will take it down to the Roseburg 5-yard line. Actually make it the 4. So Roseburg, deep in their own side of the field, will bring the offense out for the first time in the second half. They got 2 backs in the backfield, Klopfenstein and Eckel to either side of Colton Marsters, a starting QB. Give it to Eckel, running right side. He'll bowl over a defensive lineman, but only picks up short yardage out to about the 6 for a pickup of 2. Eckel with 57 yards on the night. Klopfenstein stays in the backfield along with Eckel. Marsters in the middle, bookended. Duper spread out wide to the left side. 2 targets to the right side. Tatone and Horton out there. Snap, delayed handoff up the middle on the draw. Got enough for the first down, and Roseburg with some breathing room on the sprint up the field by Caden Eckel.
And Eckel is, again, he is another small guy for Roseburg. He's only 5'7", 150 pounds. But he is quick. His feet move very, very quickly, and he's able to stop on a dime and just find that hole and get through it.
He picks up 11 on the carry to move the chains. First and 10 from the Roseburg 16, make it 17. They'll keep the 2 backs in the backfield along with Marsters, the seniors, Klopfenstein and Marsters, and then the sophomore Eckel. He gets the carry again, running right side, looking for that seam. He'll get it, but might have gotten a little bit of help as a penalty flag comes out from the far sideline. Could be in the a spot for a hold there. They got out to the 20-yard line and just beyond, but that's where the penalty flag currently sits.
Yeah, and it was thrown from the line judge on that far side of the field there. It looks like the referee is saying holding on Roseburg on that one, so it's going to come back, it looks like.
It will be a hold on Roseburg. So where do they count it off from the spot of the foul, though, I think, which would give Roseburg some positive yardage. From the 20, they'll go back to the 10. So they picked up 3. But then the penalty puts them back to the 10. So it'll be first down again. First down and 17. Pass out to the near side. Tried to lose his defender, but a great open field tackle for Summit, it was Joe Schutz out there in coverage with Landon Duper, and he brings him down, and now Duper slow to get up after losing yardage. Actually got right back to the line of scrimmage. He gets back up and might just be stretching things out a little bit here. Gives me a chance to give a shout-out to athletic trainer Julie Deaver, who is not here with the team tonight. Will be out for a little while, but I hope she's watching, and maybe she's actually here.
It looks like Duper's just cramping up is what's going on. And it's early in the season, a little bit warmer when this game kicked off this evening.
They're going to stretch out Duper there, but finish my thought. Julie, congratulations. She just had a new little one, and that's why she is out on maternity leave here with the team. So congratulations to the Deavers. It'll be second down and long here for Roseburg, looking to pass. Marsters felt the pressure. He'll run. He's got good speed. Getting out around the far side. Gets hit, though. And it's going to be third down and long. Marsters good speed when he takes off and runs, but he didn't have enough room to be able to break that one free.
No, he has great speed there, and he's able to look down the field, see that things are not open, that the pressure's coming. He can feel that pressure coming, and then he just takes off, and he gets positive yards most of the time that he's running.
They get it back to the 17. That was the original line of scrimmage. Pickup of 7 for Marsters, but is now third down and 10 for Roseburg. Marsters with trips to his left. He'll roll that direction, sets up, going to go downfield on the out route, caught by Tatone. First down, Roseburg. Great route run by Tatone. Got downfield, made his cut quick, and was right where he needed to be, and Marsters able to find him easily for the first down.
And Marsters is doing that on a quarterback rollout. He's moving when he's making these throws, and he's fairly accurate while he's doing it.
19 yards through the air to Tatone, who has 2 catches on the night plus 1 rushing touchdown. 2 backs in the backfield for Roseburg. Give it to Eckel. He made his first cut and made a man miss, but then got hit hard. It gets taken down by 2 defenders. He'll get about a yard shy of the line of scrimmage. Up along the front line, Henry Hagan helping to make the stop, but a penalty flag is out. The flag is right at the line of scrimmage. Personal foul, face mask against Summit. A little bit of the bum squad here getting into the action. The football will move across the 50 to the 49-yard line. Roseburg will have the first down from the Summit 49-yard line. Tatone. His whistles will blow here before.
Trying to get the chain set.
There we go. Tatone and Eli Jacobs spread to the left side. 2 targets to the far side. Jacobs in for Duper, who went out with some cramping, it looked like. They move Tatone in motion. He'll give it to him. He's going to try and stretch to the far side. He will. Penalty flag out again, and another one late. So 2 penalty flags out around the same area, but they could be for different reasons. They come out at different times. Duper is jogging on the sideline here, so that's a good sign. Hopefully could be coming back soon. The penalty flags go back to the same spot, so it's going to be the same thing, and it is holding against Roseburg.
And it's about a lot of times when we're seeing these holding plays bring Roseburg back, especially the last couple times, it's been on that jet sweep type of play where you hike the ball right as the receiver gets there and you're handing it off to him. Somebody on that far side is grabbing a hold of somebody trying to make a block. They need to stop doing that.
10-yard penalty. Back to the Roseburg 42-yard line after the hold. Low snap, and they're going to say that Marsters had his knee down as he picked up and handed that ball off. And so he will be called down right where he collected the football, which was back at the Roseburg 38. And this drive going the wrong direction.
It is going the wrong direction. You've got some positive momentum and going forward, a penalty to help get even further forward. And then the last 2 plays, penalty, and then putting your knee on the ground, which is a mental mistake there.
Landon Duper comes back into the game. Will spread out wide to the near side, left of the formation. Twins to the far side with Kloffenstein and Horton. Also, you've got Titone in a bit of a slot, split back out to the right side. Pressure coming through, and they get Marsters in the backfield. And again, Roseburg moving the wrong direction, back inside the 35 to the 33.
And it almost looked like Marsters there was going to actually play, do like a Tim Tebow shot pass, like he was playing basketball and going to dump it to somebody, and it just wasn't there for him. So he had to bring it back down and ended up with the sack.
So Roseburg went from 1st and 10 at the Summit 49 to now 3rd down and long from their own 33. That is, I think, about 28 yards they got to pick up. Penalty flag comes out on the pass, and can't believe it. Joe Schutz, trying to fight for the football, went through the back of Dominic Titone, the intended target. The penalty flag out at the 45-yard line. It would have been well short of a possible first down for Roseburg, but the penalty flag will help out.
It's going to be a pass interference on Schutz there, and it's the right call because he did get there before the ball did, and he did push the Roseburg receiver there. So as long as this goes, nope, the
pass interference.
Yeah.
Pass interference against Summit.
And it's going to remain 3rd down
from the spot of where the ball was before.
So they're going to walk this all the way out to the Roseburg 48-yard line.
The ball goes to the 48-yard line. The pass apparently is incomplete.
So Roseburg will have 3rd down now and 13 to try and convert. They've got to get to the Summit 39. Looking to pass. Marsters, couple of looks. Now he's going to run. Makes a man miss. He's got it to the 40. He's got the first down.
Man, Marsters is so good at feeling that pressure. We've got a player down for Summit right now. It seems like he's in pretty good pain. One of the Roseburg coaches walked up to him pretty quickly there, and I'm not sure if it's a cramp or not. They're kind of treating it as if it is a cramp.
Trainers will look to attend to the player who is down on the Roseburg sideline. They will clear out now. The ball got spotted at the Summit 37.
Ball will be spotted at the 37, Pete Brown.
So that is going to be a 15-yard pickup on the ground for Marsters to move the chains.
And that was Brown that was down. He's walking off on his own power for Summit there. But going back to what I was saying, Marsters feels that pressure. He turns around. He looks at the guy coming at him before he ever takes off. He tried to let that play develop. Nothing developed. He took it upon himself with his feet and was able to pick up that first down.
So it'll be 1st down and 10 for Roseburg from the Summit 37. Roseburg leading 16-7 here with 4:49 to go in the 3rd quarter. Neither team scoring so far in the second half. Eckel with it. And stutter step goes right side and will pick up a couple of yards. Nice little stutter step there in the pocket, and then found the little bit of a seam over the right side of the offensive line.
Yeah, it seems like right there on that last play there with Eckel, he was able to get that stutter step. It opened up, and then one of the offensive linemen got pushed into that hole that had opened up for a brief second, which ended up stopping Eckel there on that play.
Duper does check out again, hydrating on the sideline. Playing both ways here tonight on a hot one. Starting to cool, though, a bit here in Cottage Grove as we moved because of the smoke down in Roseburg. 2 backs in the backfield. Marsters quick pass out to the far side to Dunn. Tries to put on the afterburners. He got spun around but doesn't go down. Stays on his feet, but he'll only get back to the line of scrimmage. Great awareness there by Carson Dunn. Got spun around, but he landed on top of a defender and stayed up. And now a defender going to the sideline. That is Carter Nelson, the returning starter at the middle linebacker position for Summit. He goes to the sideline limping a bit, and he is into a huddle with his helmet off over there, looking for a spot on the bench.
And they were able to pick up 1 yard on that run there. It did not go back to the line of scrimmage. So just that little bit of staying up on the defender and keeping his legs moving, knowing the awareness that he was not down, and being able to pick up that yard, pretty impressive.
Down to the 34. It is 3rd down for Roseburg. Dunn and Jacobs on the far side. The low snap picked up by Eckel, and he just does what he can to try and make something out of it. He'll pick up a 1 yard, and it's 4th down and about a long 5 for Roseburg.
And right now it's 4th down, long 5. You're really not necessarily in field goal range if you're Roseburg. So do you go for it in this situation with the lead 16-7? And Summit hasn't been able to really drive down the field. If I'm Coach Heiberger, I'm going to try to go for this and try to pick up this 1st down.
13 plays on this drive for Roseburg, which started back at their own 4-yard line. They've got 4th down, and they've got the offense move done in motion left to right. Fake the handoff. Pressure coming. Set up the screen. Eckel has it. He's got enough for the 1st down, it looks like. Yes, but a penalty flag out at the very end, right over in front of Daniel Thomas, the junior. And the player for Summit gets up and is clapping about it. I think he's excited that he has drawn a penalty flag out of Roseburg's offense.
Yeah, Daniel Thomas drew that flag there, and I don't know if it was a personal foul on that one or if they're going to consider that holding on that one. But Roseburg's offense is actually moving back right now, knowing it's against them.
Caden Eckel had picked up the 1st down on the screen play. But we'll wait to see how they work out this penalty here. The ball is down at the 28-yard line, and they are looking to determine whether or not it is a 1st down. That could be a big thing here. It could have been after the play. Roseburg gets the 1st down, but then moves back in yardage.
So they're going to measure here, timeout for the referee. It's going to measure it, and then the way they're acting right now is that it was after the play.
Dead ball, yeah.
So it's going to be a personal foul, but Roseburg's going to keep the ball. It's going to be a 1st down. They're just going to be about 15 yards further back than what they should have been.
Tonight's game and Roseburg Sports on the video stream is presented by Bigfoot Beverages, a locally owned family business, proud sponsor of local sports and focused on community events. Chains coming out here. They are going to stretch him tight. And that's a 1st down, Roseburg. So Roseburg has enough for the 1st down, and then they will mark off the penalty here. So, no. So they called it a hold. Yeah. So why did we bother measuring?
They wanted to see so the coach would decide whether or not
they accept the penalty.
Not.
Gotcha. That makes sense. So if it had not been a 1st down, it would have been a turnover on downs and given the ball to Summit.
But it doesn't make a whole lot of sense right now because Roseburg's keeping the ball and they moved it back. It was a 4th down already.
Well, so if they hadn't converted,
should have been turnover on downs right now.
They would have declined the holding penalty and gotten the turnover on downs.
And they didn't convert.
They did get the 1st down. They would have had it. So Summit's going to accept the penalty, and now they'll replay 4th down. So Roseburg now with 4th down and about 16 to go. Marsters looking to his left, passes over the middle, into traffic, caught by Dominic Titone, but he's going to be just shy, it looks like, of the 1st down.
That was a heck of a pass in double coverage to be able to get it into that seam. Very impressive reception by the receiver. Keep his eye on it as he's going to the ground to be able to catch that ball. Unfortunately, it is a turnover on downs for Roseburg, but nothing hurt really on that series, even if you were to punt the ball or not. Summit hasn't been able to drive on this Roseburg defense so far, knock on wood.
So that was a pickup of 16 yards through the air on that completion to Titone, but they needed about 17. Here comes the offense for Summit. Quick pass, it is caught and then hit. Teague Brown will make the catch. Pick up good distance on 1st down.
And that was a really wise decision by the defender to not hit the receiver on the ground because his knee actually hit the ground when he caught that ball, so he was automatically down there, so you could have got a personal foul for hitting him late after the play was over with.
That was a pickup of 6 through the air for Carmichael to Brown. Looking to pass. Goes over the middle, had a couple of receivers there, but that ball dislodged on the hit. It was Brown again on the intention, and it was Marsters, the quarterback, that comes up from his safety position and makes the hit.
But another flag.
There is a flag back at the line of scrimmage.
Chop block.
So it's going to move back Summit here, a chop block on that play.
Yeah, it was a chop block. So what happens is Summit's offensive line's having a hard time stopping the defensive line for Roseburg. And so right now what they're trying to do is they're trying to do these cut blocks. Well, the rule is if you're going to do a cut block, you have to do it your very first move. They did the cut block, but they had actually started blocking before they did that cut block, which brings out the flag.
So it puts them back to the 24, a 10-yard penalty. Under center goes Carmichael, one back behind him. Turns, hands it off, running left side is Powell. He'll get to the secondary. Marsters on the tackle as he carries it out to the 31-yard line. That makes up a lot of the distance on the play there. It'll be third down and short for Summit.
Really good by Marsters to actually hold on. He got ran over on that play when he made the first contact, but he was able to hold on to the legs and bring the offensive player down. Very impressive. Normally when you get ran over like that, you're letting go, and he did not.
12-yard pickup. It'll make it third down and 3 for Summit. Turn, hand it off. Powell running left side, trying to stretch it. Penalty flag out, and he's going to be short. Oh, he might have gotten spun forward. Penalty flag out, though, in the area holding. So whether or not he gets it here, Roseburg may get help from the penalty flag. Flag is at the 35. Hold is the call. They're going to bring him back again for Summit.
And right now, for Roseburg, I don't feel like you kind of feel the intensity that you were feeling at the beginning of the game. Summit shooting themselves in the foot. Every time they seem to be going forward, they get some sort of penalty that just keeps backing them up. But they're moving the ball a little bit more effectively, or at least it seems like that so far right now.
Got to get to the 38. They are back at the 25. Third down and 13. It's been a long third quarter. 28 seconds to play. It's still 16-7. No scoring yet. Going on the slant route downfield, and the ball comes loose at the end of the play. Would have been enough for a first down, but unable to hold on. Joe Schutz cannot convert. It'll be fourth down and 13 for Summit.
And he was open until that ball got to him, but great job by the Roseburg defender getting there and hitting him right at the same time that the ball got to his hands, which took his concentration off of actually receiving that ball.
So Roseburg will force a punt out of Summit here, and Summit's just second possession of the second half. Only been 3 drives in this third quarter. Booming punt out of Soren McKee. Carson Dunn. Oh, and there's a penalty flag. The return man did not know that the fair catch was on, and making contact is Summit, and that's going to be a penalty to help Roseburg move forward with 9 seconds to go here in the third quarter in coverage. That was Rex Lyons, the senior, and he immediately got up and he had his hands on his head knowing that that was not good.
No, that is not good at all, and those are the little simple mistakes that you see at the very beginning of a football season. Those mistakes you don't normally see in a football game, rarely, whether it's high school, middle school, you don't see those kind of mistakes. Those are things that don't happen, but when you do see those are the first game of the season type mistakes.
The ball is currently at the 34-yard line, but there will be the penalty added on, I thought. No flag. They wave off the flag.
The flag's still on the ground, but they're waving the flag off, which they should not be, because they did make contact. Even though he did not bring him down, he should have never made contact with the receiver of the ball. That should have happened. That should have been a flag there.
Are they saying that he didn't call for the fair catch?
He did.
I wasn't looking, but
it was.
Oh, wait. Now they're moving the chains, and now they're going to the official initially looked like he was giving the signal that he was waving off the flag.
He did, actually, and now they are
but now they count it off.
Personal foul and give him the.
So it'll go out to the 49-yard line. Roseburg's half of the field. 9 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Roseburg leading by 9, 16-7. No scoring so far here in the second half, as the officials will have a quick conversation with Coach Dave Heiberger. Again, our officials tonight out of the Douglas County Football Officials Association. Great to see cheerleaders back. We were hoping for the band. I saw band members showing up at the high school before we got word that this game was going to move up here. So too bad that we didn't get the band back out here for the game tonight. But looking forward to that first home game at Finlay Field where we get all the game day atmosphere. Two backs in the backfield. They'll run the option, pitch it out to Klopfenstein, but he cannot get away. Coming up to make the tackle, Grant Smith in the backfield will drop Klopfenstein back to the 45. The tackle for loss is going to wrap up the third quarter. And Roseburg leads 16-7 as we get ready for the fourth quarter. Roseburg a chance to win in the season opener. Neither team scoring. We'll come back after a 60-second break. This is Roseburg football on 541radio.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
We get back here to start the fourth quarter. It's Roseburg leading Summit 16-7 with Roseburg the football. They run a draw up the middle on second down and 14. And Caden Eckel, the sophomore who's having a big night, he'll rumble that one into Summit territory. And we'll make it third down and 3 for Roseburg as he gets to the 44. That is a pickup of 11 on the ground.
Third down, about 3 now.
11 on the ground for Eckel. Puts him at 85 yards on the night. Clock running, third down, trying to convert. He tried to stop in the middle of the offensive line and could not escape. Coming up, it's Spencer Elliott that makes the play for Summit to drop Eckel for a loss back to the 45.
And it looks right now, it sounds like Coach Heiberger just now yelled out punt. Roseburg's going to go in and actually punt this ball away here. If you're Roseburg, you want to work on this punt, make sure that everybody's getting their coverage and stuff down. I think right now you have nothing to lose. Just make sure you cover everything up and get a stop on this punt.
Dawson Gillespie will come in to kick from about his own 45, the all-league punter. 10:39 to go here in the ball game. Fourth quarter action. Roseburg leading by 9. Kick gets away. There was some pressure. That was close, but it gets a decent roll for Roseburg. Now we'll roll back for Summit, but inside the 20, and a long way to go for Summit here after the punt by Roseburg. Well, Josh, college football, Pac-12 getting a big win. UCLA pulling off the upset over number 16 LSU.
And that is huge for the Pac-12. After the beating that the Pac-12 has kind of taken today with Washington and Stanford both losing games that they probably should have not lost. Stanford I can understand a little bit more if it was a closer game, but Washington losing, that's a big win for the Pac-12 right now for UCLA. And UCLA being 2-0 right now, that's a scary proposition in the South.
38-27 the final there. Summit will start at their own 16-yard line, going to pass, man open. Carmichael connects downfield with Brown, who gets hit out of bounds and stays on the ground. Now will bounce up, but he's hobbled, and he's going to stay on Roseburg sideline for a second here. He's going to go back down, but a big catch, ran a great route, and Carmichael hit him in stride. They'll move the chains out to the 45-yard line, and that is a pickup of 29 through the air for Hogan Carmichael to Teague Brown.
I think this is cramping going on. The first game of the season, trying to learn how to stay hydrated and stuff like that. You see that a lot in this, and it's the exact same player that went down earlier on the Roseburg sideline, cramping up.
29 yards through the air for Brown, who is just a sophomore, and that'll put him at 62 yards on the night with 5 catches this evening. Waiting for him to make his way to the far sideline, was able to walk there under his own power. Pistol formation for Carmichael. Behind center, tied into the right side of the formation. First down and 10 from their own 45. Summit trying to get back in this game. Roseburg sending some pressure, going to go with the pass, and miscommunication on the route. Cutting in and was the intended receiver, and the pass went deep. That was Sam Cross, intended receiver downfield.
Intended receiver, and it was obviously miscommunication because he was about 10 yards away from that ball where it ended up actually landing there, and kind of stood up and gave a shoulder shrug there, like, oh, my bad.
He hit the apex of his route, and he broke in, and the pass went downfield like he was going to continue streaming that direction. Make it second down and 10. Carmichael calling for the snap, drops back a couple of steps, going to roll out to his right, sets up to throw, has a man open, and the catch is made downfield. With the catch is Charlie Ozelin. He makes the catch and gets it into Roseburg territory for a first and 10 from the 43.
And right now, Roseburg's only up by 9 points, so they can't think that they have this game won. This is probably the best drive that we have seen Summit do the entire night. And as long as Summit stays penalty-free, they can continue to drive this ball. I believe that's what they've been doing the entire time, except for they keep getting penalties that kill their drives.
12-yard pickup for Ozelin on the completion from Carmichael, who sets up in shotgun. Looking to pass again. He drops back. Pressure coming. Flushed out of the pocket. Steinacre gets there. The throw was high. Duper in coverage. But you had pressure from the backside. Braden Steinacre trying to get there in time. But the quarterback, as a former linebacker, those were always the worst. When you thought you might have a chance at a sack and they get rid of it just ahead as you start getting your arms on them.
Well, it stinks for the defensive side of the ball, but that also stinks for the offensive side of the ball because – for the quarterback, you're getting hit right after you let go of that ball, and it's not comfortable when you're really focusing on trying to get that ball to the receiver.
Second down and 10 from the Roseburg 44 for Summit. Brown does not look like he has come back into the game for the Storm so far. High snap. Roseburg sent a lot of pressure, but able to break free and pick up some yardage. Ryan Powell on the carry. Roseburg had their defensive line all there in the backfield, and nobody could get a hand on him.
No, they kind of just ran right by him. They were so impressed with how quick they got through there. One of the things you got to do on those drills is right as you're hitting the guy, you need to be looking for the ball, where that ball is. They didn't do that. They hit their guy and just went right through him. And before they could look up, the running back was right by him.
3 yards on the carry. It's now third down and 7 for Summit. They haven't scored an offensive touchdown tonight. 9:15 and counting. Roseburg leads 16-7. Snap. Carmichael looking to his right. Goes on the slant route. A penalty flag out on the completion. Schutz made the catch. Good for a first down, but this could be coming back in the area of a hold. And that has been the killer for Summit tonight as penalties have negated a lot of positive plays.
And it was thrown by the white hat, the head referee. It is a holding penalty. I was going to say normally when he throws that penalty flag, he's looking at those holds. At least he has been tonight. And that's what it was. It's going to move them back 10 yards from the spot of the foul. And now it's going to make it third and extremely long once again.
So they go from the Roseburg 40 all the way back on the penalty because it was a spot foul. They're back in their Summit territory at their own 47. So they have got to get it down to the 33. So they've got third down and 20. Carmichael in shotgun. Roseburg backing off on the pressure. Going to go over the middle, caught, tackled, short of the first down. Carson Dunn on the tackle, bringing down Schutz. He got to the 36-yard line and will be 3 yards short.
And if you're Summit right now, with 8:47 left in the ball game, you continue, you keep your offense on the field. You've been able to continue to pick up big yards through the air. The secondary seems to be breaking down a little bit for Roseburg. You try to pick up this 4th down because you may not have time to do it later.
4th down and 3. Big down here for Roseburg. They're 4 men up front with their hands in the ground. They'll look to pass. Pressure coming. Klopfenstein got there to force the quick throw, and it's not on target. Turnover on downs. Roseburg's defense will come up with a stop.
And it was a great job by Carson Dunn, number 3 for Roseburg, to get there right as the ball got there to the receiver and help break that ball up to make sure that was not a reception. Turnover on down, Roseburg's ball. Now if you're Roseburg, you want to burn off as much clock as you possibly can here in the 4th quarter.
So Summit will come back out with their defense looking to try and force a 3 and out. Does Roseburg have like a 5-minute drive in them here to march down the field? 8:20 still to go here in the 4th quarter. It's a 16-7 lead for Roseburg. Neither team has scored since the first half. The ball sits at the Roseburg 36 in the middle of the field. Colton Marshers in shotgun. Trips to his left, one man to his right. He'll hand it off to Eckel, who runs left side of the formation and will pick up good yardage on 1st down. Just followed those big black jerseys in front of him and was able to just plot his way across the 40 out to the 42-yard line.
And that's just a basic dive play there for the running back, and that's a great play. Pick up 5-6 yards, keep that clock running, get in huddle, sit there, call out another play, get to the line of scrimmage, kind of mosey your way through there, and you're going to keep ticking this clock down.
It'll be 2nd down and 4 after a 6-yard pickup for Eckel, who is nearing 100 yards tonight, up to 90 total on 19 carries. The sophomore is looking like the feature back they hoped he would be. 2 backs in the backfield. They'll give it to Eckel. He sidesteps, and he's breaking free, and he's out in front of the defense. It's a foot race to the 20, and Caden Eckel, the sophomore, is going to set up 1st down in the red zone for the Roseburg Indians.
And that's a really impressive run there by Eckel to be able to keep going, get through, break through. He had one guy to beat. Instead of just focusing down the field, he turned around at the last second, tried to stiff arm. If he would have just kept going, he might have even picked up a few more yards.
He gets 38 on the carry. That's quite a bit there, and he just ends up outside the 20-yard line. They'll put him down to the 21, so I guess he gets 37 on that carry. 1st down and 10 from the 21 from Roseburg as they try to add to their lead. Eckel gets it again, and now he'll get to the 20, but just barely.
Now they're right there at that red zone area. What can Roseburg do in this red zone type area? They haven't scored since the first half. It's a great time if you're Roseburg to work on that red zone offense and try to see what kind of plays you can come up with, especially since you're leading right now by 9.
6:44 and counting here in the 4th quarter. Roseburg trying to add some insurance. On the other sideline, Summit, all they can do is hope their defense gets the ball back in their hands. Roseburg sets up, no tight end out there. They spread out one man to the near side, that is Horton. And 2 targets to the far side, and the whistles will blow things dead.
Delay of game.
Delay of game. So that'll back Roseburg up.
Back to the 25-yard line now.
5-yard penalty. Back to the 25. Be 2nd down and 13. Tatone in the slot, stacked on the near side. Horton and Klopfenstein. Duper all alone out to the left. They'll give it to Eckel running left side, trying to go over the big Kyler Mills, follow him downfield, and he'll pick up yardage, although a penalty flag out on the far side of the field where Landon Duper was all alone with the defender out there.
And it's
That'd be an odd place for a hold.
No, it might be a hold on the defense, holding him up or something like that. But it very well could be on Duper, since that was a running play. You're trying to keep the corner out. And it
Duper
looks
ended
like
up down in the end zone, though.
It looks like number 71 for Roseburg. He was slow to get up, so the referee actually just sent him out of the ball game. Have him looked at real quick to make sure everything's going all right. That's
Daniel Thomas
Daniel
coming to
Thomas
the sideline.
for Roseburg. Trainers out there looking at him real quick. I think he's probably all right.
So let's see here on the call. False start is going to be the call against Roseburg on that far sideline on Duper.
If it was a false start, you should have blown the play dead.
Or illegal motion or something, I guess. Yeah, I would think so too. Back to the 30-yard line on a second straight penalty by Roseburg. So they got it down to the 20, but have gone backwards since. A total of 10 yards. Second down from the 30. Got to get it down to the 12-yard line. 18 yards to try and pick up to move the chains. Marsters rolling to his right, has space, goes down. The ball tipped. Had Klopfenstein open, but a linebacker getting in front and getting a hand on it. Carter Nelson tipping that ball up. Incompletion by Marsters.
It was number 5, Joe Schutz, that ended up getting a hand up on that and tipping the ball, and that was really good because Klopfenstein was wide open and would have caught that ball otherwise.
Make it third down and 18. Clock stopped at 6 minutes even. So Roseburg has Warren about 2.5 minutes off the clock with this drive. But the incompletion stopping the play. And a timeout going to be called. The play clock running down on Roseburg. They'll burn the timeout here. So Roseburg will take the break. Let's go ahead and get one in as well, a 30-second break. This is Roseburg football, leading 16-7 against Summit on 541radio.com.
I'm Jamie Venici. Our family got vaccinated. Our younger son has type 1 diabetes and can't afford to get sick with the COVID virus. We want to help protect him, but in the past week, we helplessly witnessed the loss of a loved one due to COVID. I wouldn't wish that experience on anyone. Millions of COVID vaccines have been given successfully. Vaccination is the answer.
Third down and 18 for Roseburg. They are at the Summit 30-yard line. So what play are you drawing up here? You trying to, is it 4-down territory? You try and just get a lot of the yardage here and then go for it on a 4th down?
It's either 4-down territory for me, or I run the ball straight up the middle, keep the ball right in the middle, and actually work on trying to get a field goal in this situation.
At least if you run the ball, you'd have the opportunity to keep the clock going, which is critical for Roseburg here, leading by 9 with 6 minutes to play. Marsters in shotgun, calls for it. They're looking to set up the screen. They will, but sniffed out. Tatone escapes. Now it's a foot race to try and make something happen, but he is going backwards the entire way. And that's going to bring 4th down to Roseburg, and they have got a mile to go.
And they kept the ball in play, so the clock is still running as it is. And I don't know if you're Roseburg, if you called timeout here right as you get ready to go. It kind of seems like that's what Coach Heiberger is going to end up doing here.
So the ball goes back to the 36. A loss of 6 yards on the pass play.
4th down and long.
So it'll be 4th down. They've got to get it to the 12, and the ball is out at the 36. So that's 24 yards they would have to try and make up here. They've got Marsters in shotgun, but they were looking to draw the time of the delay of game penalty to back him up, and that'll give their punter a little bit more room to try and trap him down deep.
Yeah, and they kept the clock moving the entire time as well. So instead of calling the timeout and wasting that where you have 2 timeouts left, Roseburg and Summit both have 2 timeouts left in this half. in case you need that, because in case Summit gets a drive going, you might end up needing those timeouts later on in this ball game, even though there's only 5 minutes left.
5 minutes to go. It's a 2-score game with Roseburg on top 16-7. That safety on a mishandled snap on the punt proving big for Roseburg right now as Dawson Gillespie looks to kick it away. He will. The right-footed boot goes down, and it is taken at the 5 by Brown. He spun out of the tackle at first, but then gets wrapped up from behind, goes to the 7, and Roseburg able to trap the Summit Storm deep in their own territory. They're going to have to go 93 yards to try and keep their hopes alive with 4:52 to play.
Yeah, that was Carson Dunn there, and Carson Dunn is just flying all over the field tonight. It is impressive watching him. He's one of the shortest guys out there on this Roseburg team, and he is being able to go pretty much anywhere he wants, and he is going up against big guys and making those tackles.
So it will be first down and 10 from their own 7-yard line, trailing by 9 for the Summit Storm. Hogan Carmichael will be in shotgun, looking to pass. Dropping back into the end zone, will flare one out, hit as the ball arrived. The receiver was Brown again, and I believe that was Klopfenstein with a big hit as the ball arrived for Brown, incomplete. And a little bit slow getting up was Teague Brown.
That secondary for Roseburg is impressive. I mean, they are, most of the time, unless they find an opening in their zone, the corners are right there, and they are hitting them right as the ball gets to them, breaking up I don't know how many passes tonight.
Powell, a couple of yards behind Carmichael, who's in shotgun, stays in to protect, throw out short. It is caught out across the 10, short of the 15 to the 13-yard line. The catch is made, and it's Carlson on the catch.
And even with that, it was a little open in their zone that they're playing, that Roseburg's playing. They're almost playing like a cover 3, but there's still 2 Roseburg defenders there to make a stop right after he makes the catch.
Just a pickup of 6. It's third down and about 4. Carmichael, penalty flag out. He'll launch it to the far side, overthrows his intended receiver. Carlson, again, the intended receiver. And it was Duper in coverage, a penalty flag out in the backfield. If it's holding, I got to imagine you decline here and make them try and convert on 4th down, or do you make them go at 3rd down again?
You make them go with 3rd down because they've been able to show that they can pass the ball effectively on their last time they were driving the ball. The White Hat threw the flag there. Roseburg sent the pressure. It's going to be a hold, which it is. They're on Summit, and you make them drive that. I would accept it.
They are going to decline it. So the ball's at the 7-yard line. Excuse me, at the 13-yard line.
And if you're Summit right now, do you punt the ball with 4 minutes and 10 seconds left in this ball game?
Needing 2 scores.
Needing 2 scores. But if you give the ball to Roseburg right here, you give them the best field position of the entire night.
They need 4 yards on 4th down. Carmichael in shotgun. The offense is out there. They know this is do or die here. Looking to pass. Carmichael going far side. The receiver out of his break. There was some hand fighting, but couldn't bring it in. Brown couldn't fight through Carson Dunn to make the catch. The incompletion will be a turnover on downs, and Roseburg with a short field.
Very short field, and I'm not sure if I was Summit that I would take that play right now, or if I would have done that right now.
Running out of time. The Summit Storm feeling as if they had to convert there, and they give Roseburg great field position, starting at the Summit 13, leading 16-7 with 4:03 to go in the ballgame. Colton Marshers has had a great first game at quarterback tonight. He will try to lead him to a victory here in the final 4 minutes. Sets up with Eckel to his right. Give it to him. The sophomore's been good. Right up the middle. Touchdown. Second of the night for Caden Carmichael. Excuse me, Caden Eckel. The sophomore punches it in. Eckel gets his second, this time from 13 yards out. And Roseburg puts on some insurance. Huge fourth quarter touchdown. And over 100 yards rushing tonight for Caden Eckel. He's got 141 by my tally. Waiting for the PAT. Kick is up and true. Eli Jacobs with the kick. First score since the first half. Roseburg on top 23-7 with 3:57 to go in the ball game. They punch it in from 13 yards out. We'll come back after a 30-second break. Roseburg in front of Summit trying to hang on for a win in the season opener on 541radio.com.
My name is Tiffany Parker, and I have been a part of the Roseburg community for my entire life. I am devastated to tell you that just shy of a week ago, I lost someone dear to me, a very special family friend to COVID-19. I realize that the topic of vaccination is a sensitive one. It's a very personal choice. I just urge you to make this decision as soon as possible before it's too late to do something about it.
I think you called him Echo. Echo at first.
Roseburg on top 23-7 with 3:57 to go in this ball game, looking to start out the season 1-0. It's been a little while since we have been able to say that is a possibility. Roseburg will kick it away. Summit, after going 3-3 last year, we're hoping to build off of that momentum with a nice core group of returners this year. But they have not scored an offensive touchdown tonight. Kick goes back to the 17. That is where Schutz will take it. He goes all the way to the other sideline, running a long way. He'll only get to about the 29. And that is where Summit will have the football with 3:46 to go. They do get him to the 30.
Now, if you're Summit right now, you're going to have to throw the ball pretty much every single play here. There was only 3:46 left in the game, so this last part of this fourth quarter is going to slow down quite a bit.
They are still down just 2 scores, down by 16. But when it was a 9-point game, you know they've got a talented kicker in Soren McKee, and if they had been able to get a touchdown, they could also then try and get a field goal to win. But now they need 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions. Carmichael in shotgun. Hogan Carmichael, the junior, goes on the easy pitch out to the far near side. A stiff arm. And the ball comes out at the end of the play. Roseburg celebrating. Roseburg football! At the end of the play, Joe Schutz coughs it up out near the 45-yard line, and Roseburg will get the takeaway, second of the night, and that should possibly finish things up here this evening for Summit. Second takeaway for Roseburg this evening. They had a takeaway in every game last year. The ball went all the way out to the 45. It was a 15-yard pickup through the air for Schutz. But he could not hang on all the way through.
Down to the 44.
Now, I wouldn't expect you to see the ball go in the air if you're Roseburg right now. I expect them to run this ball and try to get this clock down as much as possible.
3:34 to play in the ball game. Marsters in shotgun, turns, hands it to Eckel, and he gets hit right at the line of scrimmage. Chip Allers is there to make the play on the defensive side. The young man, a junior, getting some looks from Pac-12 schools, makes a big play there to make it 2nd and 10.
And right there, at some point in time, I would like to see, we've seen Marsters keep handing the ball off to Eckel, and I'd like to see Marsters at some point keep that ball, read that defense and keep that ball and come outside, because he's done it so much now to Eckel that defense is going to start closing in on Eckel, and it should open it up for Marsters.
2nd down and 10. They go with the pistol here with Eckel, the deep man, running right up the middle. And boy, he is just a slippery guy that cannot go down. Eckel takes it all the way down to the 36-yard line. And just shy of the first down. It'll be third down and manageable.
Timeout call. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, at the conclusion of the ball game, look around, make sure you pick up.
So they'll take it down to the 36. Timeout taken down on the field. So the clock stops at 2:37 here.
Now, how long has it been since Roseburg's had a opening season win?
It's been a little while, it feels like. Not exactly sure.
It has been an awful long time that I can remember since Roseburg's had an opening season win. And then they go ahead and they have two back-to-back wins, really. They end the season last year with the win, and then they start the season this year with the win. That does nothing but improve for this program.
So out of the timeout, it will be third down here for Roseburg as they try to convert. Again, leading 23-7 with 2:37 left to go in the game. Oh, that's interesting. The clock is 23-7, and the scoreboard 23-7. Don't mind me, just, noticing the intricacies of life over here. Third down and 2 for Roseburg. It is up the middle. Eckel, hard carry.
And it looks like he got the first down.
And that was, I don't believe that was Eckel, actually. I think a new man in there in the backfield. Knox Hubbard coming in, the senior, gets the carry up the middle to move the chains. Didn't play football last year. He told me during the summer with Doc's baseball that he was, I think we're going to go out and play some football. So good to see him out there, getting a chance to get in there, and he'll come off after the first down carry. Eckel will go back in. They got the ball at the 33-yard line. It was a pickup of 3 on the ground by Knox Hubbard. Moving the chains. Keeps the clock running with 2:07 to play. Give it to Eckel. The running back just slips his way up the middle. Down inside the 30 to about the 35-yard line. Put him at the 26.
And right now, Summit only has one timeout left. They need to stop to be able to use that timeout and possibly try to get the ball back. But with a minute 40 left, if Roseburg picks up one more first down, this will be a victory for the Roseburg Indians.
So up to the line, second down and short. Clock ticking down to 1:25. It's Dominic Titone going to take over at quarterback. He turns and hands off the ball. And I think back into the game there was Knox Hubbard running the ball. Didn't quite get to the first down marker. It'll be just down to the 25, a pickup of 1 for Hubbard. And it's third down and a long one here. Coming up, don't forget to stick around. We'll name our Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game. We'll take a look at stats and wrap things up for you. We are getting ready. Next week, we are expecting to head to Bend to take on Mountain View in the second week of the season. So looking forward to that. And you can follow the action with us on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. And here on 541radio.com and on our YouTube channel. Running the ball, Dominic Titone. They went with that option play. Titone kept it. That was kind of the play you've been wanting to see Marsters do. Titone does it, and he moves the chains.
Yeah, and there's only 23 seconds left. The clock's going to continue to run as soon as they set it. Referee's got it, and that's going to be the ball game right there.
Roseburg football going to win the season opener against Summit, 23-7. Going to be the final score here. Some celebrating going on the sideline, and Roseburg watches the clock tick down. It took an extra 24 hours to happen. We had to move to a new location. but we finally make it happen, and Roseburg is your winner tonight. 23-7 your final score. Roseburg goes to 1-0 on the year. Summit will make the trek back home to Bend. And they'll go to 0-1 on the year. We'll come back and get you all the final numbers from this one here tonight. Unofficial stats coming up, plus our Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game. When we return on 541radio.com, and I guess we're only on 541radio.com here tonight. It's Roseburg football, streaming at 541radio.com.
Get ready to satisfy your dessert cravings with Mountain Mike's new mini churros. These delicious bite-sized churros are the perfect dessert to pair with your favorite Mountain Mike's pizza. Made with only the freshest and finest ingredients. Dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings to the edge. For limited time only, get 16 mini churros for the whole family for only $4.99. Don't wait. Order yours today for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
As a doctor, I kept myself safe from COVID by following all the proper protocols. Then I visited my family, and we all got COVID. I debated getting the vaccine since I gained the COVID antibodies. I changed my mind because I learned the antibodies may not offer full protection. But getting the vaccine after COVID can help prevent you from getting sick again. It also lowers your risk of getting someone else sick. So whether you've already had COVID or you're still unvaccinated, please get the vaccine.
Welcome you back here for the postgame show. As tonight the Roseburg Indians will start out the season with a 23-7 win on top of the Summit Storm. It's the first win to open up the season since not that long ago. I actually thought it would have been a little bit longer. 2019, when Roseburg was able to defeat Mountain View in the season opener. And Roseburg winning that one 33-30. They'll take on Mountain View next week to try and go to 2-0. But tonight, Roseburg gets the victory 23-7 on top of a different Bend team, the Summit Storm. And a big win for this senior class that has put in a lot of work and last year took a lot of lumps. And they came out looking pretty sharp here tonight at Cottage Grove High School. Joey Keyran with you here in the postgame show along with Josh Nelson. Josh, impressive win for the Roseburg Indians. I know you weren't with us for that spring season that wrapped up pretty quickly just about 5 months ago. But so it's been a little while since you've seen Roseburg football, but not too shabby of them here tonight.
No, not too shabby at all. A lot of new people on this team, actually. I think I remember Landon Duper, and that's about it, really. Gillespie, I guess, too. Gillespie and Duper I remember. Otherwise, these other guys are kind of new to me. Coming into this lineup, no, not shabby at all. 5 months off, and they were able to add on, it looks like, to this offense and continue to grow. The defense, really impressive press with the defense, the way they got the stops. Summit did have a couple drives there. It was soft kind of in the coverage of the cover three there, but at the same time, Roseburg always had two people around the ball. It seemed like most of the game. So overall, the preparation and the preparedness for this Roseburg team was impressive. And then normally opening night jitters, and I don't know if Roseburg didn't have opening night jitters as bad because the game got moved at the last second and you didn't really have time to think about everything going on. You just came out to play football. You didn't have the band out there or anything else. So that may have helped Roseburg out quite a bit, but you see the jitters that Mountain View or that Summit had, and Summit had been sitting over here at Cottage Grove for a little while before Roseburg ever showed up because they were waiting to decide if they were coming down to Roseburg to play the game. So I don't know if that helped Summit out at all or at any. And then I think it kind of helped Roseburg to just focus on the football game and nothing else coming over here to Cottage Grove. But otherwise, either way, it's a very impressive win for this Roseburg Indian team to start the season 1-0. It gives you confidence going into Mountain View next week, who Mountain View looks like they got a lot of offensive plays in last night. They won 42-22, means they had a pretty decent defense, only giving up to at least 3 touchdowns, maybe less depending on field goals and stuff like that. But they scored 42 points. That's like, what, 8 touchdowns? In that, so that's a good offense in Mountain View. And so this defense, the way Roseburg played defense tonight, if they can play that same way and maybe shorten up those gaps in the cover 3, I think they're going to be pretty good overall. And that defensive line, impressive, with Black leading the way, just charging in there, bull rushing, getting some of those sacks and those pressures on the quarterback helps out tremendously. So overall, great job by the Roseburg Indians.
Yeah, absolutely. Very impressed with the front line for this Roseburg team, offensively and defensively. Looking very sharp out there here this evening. Let's take a look at how this one played out. First half is where we got most of our scoring in this one. In fact, Roseburg was driving nicely in the opener of this one. They had gotten to the Summit 35-yard line, but a bad snap was picked up by Summit, and they would take it the other way to the house. We were still trying to figure out our technical difficulties there at the start of the broadcast, so I didn't catch it cleanly, but it had to have been probably close to about a 60-yard fumble return for Summit. They would start out with the extra point, and they would start out with a 7-0 lead. Roseburg responded, though, on the next drive. They get it again. They start at their own 25. They go 75 yards on that drive. Took a total of 7 plays on that drive, and they would cap it off with a 10-yard touchdown run by Dominic Titone to tie it up at 7-7 with 7:11 to go in the ballgame. That was our score after one. Roseburg in the second quarter, with their first drive of the second period, they get a 10-yard touchdown run. They go a total of 65 yards on this drive, 10 plays, and a 10-yard touchdown run by the sophomore Caden Eckel, the first of 2 touchdowns tonight for the youngster. That would make it 14-7. Roseburg would add 2 points after a bad snap on a punt deep in their own territory. From their own 24-yard line, the snap goes a bit awry into the end zone, and Soren McKee, the punter, kicks it out of the back of the end zone for 2 points for Roseburg. They led 16-7 at halftime. That was your score going to the fourth quarter when Roseburg, after getting a turnover on down deep in Summit territory, they could not convert on a throw from their own 13-yard line. Summit would give it back to Roseburg on a short field, and it was one play to the house, a 13-yard touchdown run by Caden Eckel to make it 23-7. All the extra points kicked by Eli Jacobs were good. He was 3 for 3 in the kicking game here tonight. Roseburg ends up with 2 takeaways in this game. Offensive numbers unofficially, I have Roseburg down for about 375 offensive yards here tonight. And for Summit, I have them down at about 203. Roseburg had the 1 turnover. Summit had 2 in the ballgame. Unofficial individual stats here tonight. Hogan Carmichael, 156 yards passing, 1 interception. On the ground, Ryan Powell, 47 yards rushing. Hogan did have the 1 interception. And you also had in the receiving game 42 yards for Joe Schutz, but he had the fumble, the second turnover of the game. And Teague Brown had 62 yards through the air for Summit. On the other side for Roseburg, Colton Marsters, a great game tonight. Does not turn the ball over in the passing game. He finishes with about 147 yards through the air. And I had him down for, let's see here, 16 of 19 through the air. He did have no touchdown passes for him. All the touchdowns coming on the ground for the Roseburg Indians here tonight. Speaking of the ground game, 156 yards unofficially for Caden Eccles, the sophomore, in his first game at the varsity level. He carries the ball 25 times, 156 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 10 yards, 1 13 yards. Dominic Tatone had the touchdown run at 10 yards. He finishes with 20 total. Kloffenstein, 5 yards on the ground. Colton Marsters, 53 yards with the legs for the quarterback. Through the air, Landon Duper, 73 yards. Kloffenstein, 33, 38 for Dominic Tatone here tonight, and a couple catches for a few other guys in there as well. So that is quite the night there for the Roseburg Indians. And Josh, it is time now to name our Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game here this evening. I'm going to go with the decision here. We talked about a few guys. You mentioned Carson Dunn on the defense, looked really sharp. You obviously Colton Marsters in his first start as a senior quarterback for Roseburg did a great job leading the offense. But you got to give it to the standout sophomore. He carried the load on the ground, was very difficult to bring down, over 150 yards on the ground by my tally for Caden Eckel. He had the 2 touchdowns, including the clincher at the very end, and the go-ahead touchdown, the second one of the game. Caden Eckel, going to be my Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game.
Yeah, he's really impressive. For only being a sophomore this year, very impressive running back to be able to get a stop. Just the way he moves his feet, he just is so quick with his feet, and he stops and cuts and everything else. He's going to be hard to bring down and defenses to be able to get. And on top of that, he's small, so you can't see him when you're trying to come through that line. So if the line makes those holes, he's going to get through them. And then with how shifty he is, it's going to be a trouble. He's going to cause trouble in the Southwest Conference. So it's going to be fun to watch and see what happens for the rest of the season for Eckel. But I'm excited to see him play for not just this year, but 2 more years after this.
Yeah, absolutely. He looks like a star in the making for this Roseburg team. All right, folks, that's going to do it for us. Thank you for bearing with us through our technical issues. Hopefully next week will be a little bit more friendly. We don't have the sun bearing in on us in a hot press box that wants to melt the technology, but we will do everything we can to bring you the action next week as Roseburg gets ready to head to Bend for a matchup with Mountain View. It's expected to be next Friday night at 7 o'clock, barring any sort of wildfire smoke issues that we found ourselves dealing with this week. For Josh Nelson, thanks so much, Josh. Not sure if you're going to be with us for any of the future games, but it's great to get you back for at least what we have you here, and great to have you with us on the road. Thanks so much for joining us tonight, bud.
It was great being back. Yes, I'm not sure what the future holds at this present time, but I am looking forward to at least staying informed on what happens with this Roseburg Indian team this season.
Wherever you're at, I know you'll be watching on Friday nights if it's not here with us in the booth. Big thanks to Brenton Cranford for joining us to run the video production for us here tonight. And as always, a thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for tonight's broadcast, because without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Kieran. We will talk to you guys coming up next Friday night. We'll be both on radio and on the video stream, so check it out. It's Roseburg football at Mountain View, 7 o'clock kickoff, 6:45 pregame. We'll have the action for you right here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM, and on 541radio.com.